to the RAP. If you's a real motherfucker, this the place to be. You know you're never really sure what these dudes will say. Hosted by Zach Amico and Louis J. Gomez for Prez, cause he talks that real shit. When it comes to comedy, man, he's the Joan Jett. Zach holding it down, he's known as a sniper. Got you laughing so hard you might need a diaper. Mondays at noon and every Wednesday too. You got these two coming through to entertain you. Talking to guests and the topics are jamming. And Louis loves giving shit to his producer Shannon. The superstar worldwide, yeah, Amico slamming. And you never know what the PR rattlesnake is planning. So here we go, yeah, you know we're ready to rock. Because the Real Ass Podcast is about to drop. Woo!
Oh shit! Brand new intro by Cushion Pusher. That's my nigga.
Who is that?
Cushion Pusher. He won the Badass Battle of the Bands in the Legion of Skanks show. And I commissioned him to do a little brand
What's
new.
his name?
Cushion Pusher.
Cushion Pusher.
Pusher.
We got pens, so
you're gonna write down lots of notes the whole
write
time.
down everything that we say.
That will come up later, Cushion
Yeah.
Pusher.
Cushion Pusher.
Well, I have.
You know what? I wouldn't remember that, but luckily we got these pens.
Well, here's the deal.
Like real broadcasters.
I made a
You take
point
notes
as we
on
were starting
everything.
the show that I take notes during the show, and so I don't look like an asshole because most podcasters don't take notes; they just talk. Mm-hmm. But I have debilitating ADD.
Taking notes.
And sometimes you learn like a new word.
Let me underline that. So
Yeah.
You write down like a new word that
Yeah.
you've learned,
Yeah.
and then you're like,
Shannon-
tangential was last week.
That was a crazy word.
Now, so you write down,
People
yeah.
go on tangents.
Yeah.
Right.
Louis just
Tangentials.
has 400 pieces.
I
of
call them
paper.
tangentials. Can you get
What the
Nick?
fuck is nuance?
Can you get Nick
How
a
do you spell
highlighter?
that?
Can you get Nick a bright yellow highlighter just
Yeah,
in
we
case he
get a
has some
highlighter.
specific things that he needs to highlight for later? I'm being serious, Shannon. Shannon, I want you to do me a favor. Assume everything I say is serious from now on, and then ask me if I'm serious after the fact. Thank you.
Are you serious?
Yes. Get Nick a fucking highlighter. Look, we got a great show planned today. It's the Real Ass Podcast. No Zach Amico. As you guys know, Zach is going to be out one show per week for the next couple months, which is fine.
What is he working on?
Some fucking horse
Some
shit
trauma
production
thing?
shit. No. It's a fucking like MTV like editing gig. It's not on camera. It's not
Yeah.
being creative. It's just some fucking horse shit.
Just paying his rent, huh?
Yeah, it's paying his rent.
Yeah.
Which is fine. But here's the thing: if he committed himself to this
That
show,
piece of shit.
no, if he
Paying
committed-
his rent.
if he committed himself to this show could pay his rent.
Yeah.
But we see the fucking.
We got a problem with Staub with that.
What do you mean?
Stop. Our show does pay his rent.
Yeah.
And he's like, going to Greece for 3 weeks.
Listen, to
3
me.
weeks.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. I didn't realize it was that
I
long.
get a week.
Yeah.
3 weeks is a big one.
Doctor's
That's
pay.
more than a vacation.
Yeah,
You're moving to Greece for a period of time and then coming back eventually.
Doc is pay. Don't pay him on those. I wouldn't.
nah,
I'm not
we're-
I'm not paying Zach for the next 2 months for one episode.
we're
I'm paying Tim for the
pre-recording
ones
the
he fills in
episodes.
on.
Well, we'll see.
Tim,
I have full faith that I will be getting yes, great.
you don't think we're gonna pay you?
I know you will. I'm kidding around.
Shannon's also my personal assistant. Do you know that? She really is.
I know that.
Shannon, do me a favor. Make a note. Okay.
Write it down.
You have a pen?
Just write pay Tim. Don't write a denomination of money, and don't write when.
Make sure you
So
get.
just write pay Tim, so that later on you could look at it, go, what does this mean, and then throw it out.
Yeah.
So that I have to call Lewis,
No.
ask her to Venmo me because my card won't work at the Arby's on 38th Street.
Tim is that guy.
Classy,
It'll be
all
like the day before payday at gas station.
Oh,
He's like,
yeah.
guys, I gotta come by the studio. I got problems. All right, I don't want to get into it.
I owe this
do.
guy with a huge hat for a roast beef sandwich.
I always ask everyone to use Facebook Pay because there's no waiting period.
Oh, it's great.
They're like, we'll do Venmo. I'm like, no Venmo.
Yeah.
No Venmo.
Dude, I fucking despise
Now Venmo, they steal your soul. Dude.
I fucking hate Venmo.
Yeah,
I
Venmo
hate when
stinks.
people fucking I'll just Venmo you. And it's like, okay, so not pay me for 3 or 4 days while I wait for this shitty fucking app.
Well, that's the other
Right.
thing. I used to, like with my drug dealers, I used to just be able to be like, okay, well, dude, I don't have any cash on me. Right? Sorry, I didn't go to the ATM. I didn't have time to go to the ATM,
Yeah.
which is such a great, amazing lie when you have no money and you want drugs. But you've known this guy for years.
Yeah.
You've been feeding your habit for years, so he's not going to not give it to you. So you say,
Yeah.
let me get you next time. But now these fucking drug dealers are privy to Venmo, Facebook Pay,
Oh, you can't
Google
get
Wallet.
away.
You can't get away from it.
Well, here's what you do. The next time you have a drug dealer that asks you to Venmo you money, just put in the note, for the cocaine I bought from you. And then they'll never fucking ask you to do that shit again.
Public transaction for the cocaine I purchased
That's the other
on
crazy-
Wednesday.
I just found out you can turn off the
Public.
Yeah.
Who? I don't know what psychopaths are doing anything public. Why isn't everything private?
Well,
on Venmo?
I pay my rent like I'm buying drugs. I put it in my
Yeah.
palm and I shake my landlord's
yeah.
hand.
Yeah.
Well, you got to keep those skills.
Yeah,
The secret
yeah, of
money
course.
handshake.
I have her put the receipt on the floor and she puts her foot on it and slides it over to me.
I love
Makes
when
sense.
passing a bag around in a bar, and
Yeah.
people always have to do it that cool way.
That is a cool way. I mean, you could do that. Do you know how to do the drug deal? Everyone here can do it, right?
I mean, I've done a lot
here,
of it.
here, you
yeah.
gotta take the money. Hold on.
But can you imagine being a bartender and like giving a shit that fucking people are doing like a
Right.
gram of cocaine
Yeah.
in your bar? Like
You're
I
not
got
doing
kicked-
cocaine in this East Village bar at Tuesday night.
Yeah,
that
got-
wouldn't be why you're
Yeah,
here.
right.
I got
I'm gonna
kicked
call
out.
the police. The boys over at the Dragnet. They recruited me to fucking cut down on these gram doers.
Yeah, I got kicked out of a bar in Gramercy years ago.
Yeah.
I wasn't doing coke.
But that's because they were looking for a reason to kick
yeah,
you
they
out.
saw me go in. They were like, "We're gonna
Right.
find something." It's like when the cops pull you over. It's like, "We'll find something wrong with this
Yeah,
car."
yeah, yeah.
You know, no, but it looked like I was doing coke because what I did was I sat on, I sat on the toilet. I
You
put
were
the toilet seat
burying
down.
your nose in some woman's ass. You didn't know her.
Is there coke in there?
Is that guy doing coke? Oh
gotta
no,
go.
he's a sex criminal.
No, it's just assault. Let him stay. Let him stay.
I sat on the toilet to roll a blunt,
Yeah,
but facing the other way, like with my legs like
So you're doing
Rhythm
a
Nation.
different illegal.
that is,
drug.
Yes.
I've never seen that.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
crazy.
So it looked like I was straddling it like Janet Jackson in the Rhythm Nation video.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
And I was rolling a blunt.
On the top.
But from the outside, it's just my feet facing the opposite
Right.
direction.
Right.
Like,
It's
like,
it's a cool way to sit if you're like an old black guy teaching the young kids how to shit. He goes into the urban high school. He's like, y'all kids don't understand. We used to shit different. Shitting used to mean something. You know, like Kangol hat on.
you do it, you be the drug dealer.
Yeah.
It's the shittiest 20 bag I've ever seen. And then this is it. We already get on camera, though. Okay, so this is the move right here on camera. If you guys aren't subscribed for the video, go to gasdigitalnetwork.com. You palm the 20 like that, okay? So this is it. And also, I knew sleight of hand magic when I was a kid. This kind of came natural. Before I was buying drugs,
Yeah.
I was like, oh, really? I just got to palm?
Yeah.
I got to do a palm
How much
switch?
worse would it have been if they caught you doing magic in that toilet stall by yourself? And they're like, no, it's card tricks. And they're like, send him to the pedophile jail.
I'm just going to accept that you knew sleight of hand magic. I don't believe you, but I'm going to accept
Are you
that.
kidding me?
Yeah.
Timmy,
You knew sleight of hand magic when you
watching?
were. Yeah, I'm watching.
You're watching?
I'm watching the pen top.
watch.
That's not bad. I got to be honest with you. That's not bad.
Yeah, it was pretty decent.
You
That's
dropped
not
it in
bad.
your lap?
No.
Where'd
Get
it
out.
go?
What
Get
happened?
out right now.
No, wait. Tell
Where'd
me.
you drop
go?
it?
There you go.
It's called the French drop. It's
Yeah. Dude, fuck French people. And I've brought this up before,
Yeah.
but everything that they have to attach French to everything that is slightly related to them. No
Yeah.
other country does that
French
with their
parenting,
inventions.
French fries,
French
drop.
fries, French press,
French
French
onion soup.
corn. No other country is that
I gotta
fucking
be honest with you,
egotistical.
I
about
like
their
everything they're
inventions.
doing, though.
Well,
I'm with
fine,
you.
but
They're
think about
cunts.
all the other shit that's been invented by other countries, and they don't feel the need to stamp their fucking brand on it.
They, you know, France reminds me of John Jones. It's like, yeah, all right, they are the best. They are the
They're like
education
George
system's
Foreman.
great, but they're cunts. You know, I'm not rooting for them. You know, I want to see them. I want to see them go down in the next World War.
Yeah.
Oh, they will.
Because they're cocky.
They
You
go
don't
down
want
in
it.
every world war.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
they-
what
they take the
It's not a
fall.
world war unless the French get raped by the Germans. That's
Right.
what makes it a world
First. They're the first
Yeah.
accused. Yeah. They're the first victim.
But yeah, I got kicked out of this bar. They came in. They thought I was doing blow.
Yeah.
And I had to, like, my argument was that I was just rolling a blunt. They were war. That doesn't matter. You still have to go.
war. Yeah.
Yeah. What bar?
It was on like 24th. It was right around the corner from the
Not
New York
even a
Comedy Club.
warning. They just kicked you out. Well, they knew you
You're
weren't
right.
spending money there anyway.
They thought
Yeah.
no. They thought I was doing coke. I mean,
Right.
they're not really into it. I think.
Gotcha.
Can they get in a lot of trouble if there's like somebody
Yeah.
doing coke?
You're at
in
the Hard
bathroom?
Rock Cafe. I thought it was a cool place.
They kicked me out of this bar, Dave and Buster's.
It's a Chuck E. Cheese.
I don't know what I was doing, but
I don't understand the problem. I was at the video poker machine.
I was doing
Doing
a line
my
off the
normal-
munch machine.
yeah.
My kid was feeding his tickets into it. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I thought it was hilarious to line up a line of coke. Wally fed tickets into it
Yeah,
and let
right.
the tickets feed it
It's
into my
called
nose.
Planet Hollywood. You think we weren't allowed to do cocaine there?
What is this, Planet Utah? Get the fuck
Excuse
outta
me,
here.
no rules, just right. That's your policy, not mine.
Let's get some plugs out of the way real quick, Shannon. Do it.
Thank you for giving me drugs.
Oh, yeah. There we go. Oh, we actually didn't do the switch here. I'm telling you, crazy ADD. Here, look. So this is the move, right? So you go like that. Sloppy. That was you, though.
Done it in a while.
That was you.
Well, I was in the suburbs. You would just drop it in your lap.
Oh, I'm not good at this.
You can't do it? I want to see how you
can.
do it. So you go. Anyway, dude, thanks.
Here's the weed that I'm selling to you.
Holy shit.
Let's just leave quick.
Nick only buys drugs from each drug dealer one time.
Yeah,
and they will
yeah.
never see him again.
This was a car in the suburbs. You just pull over and the guy would just drop it in your lap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, look, the truth is, I don't do that shit on the street anymore. Now I will only meet in a stairwell of an abandoned building.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't do it on the street anymore. I've been arrested too many times.
I don't. I can't remember the last time that I had to like buy drugs like that. Usually, just someone has cocaine and then I Venmo them.
I
eventually.
partake.
No, when
Yeah,
when I've bought coke, it's been like you meet the dealer in his car, and but that's shady as shit too.
Yeah.
And I don't understand, why don't they just buy like a nice like minivan or something like? Why do they have to get the most conspicuous vehicle?
Friedland bought blow off some guy like 2 years ago, and we were meeting him at like the Morgan stop or wherever it was. I can't remember. And the guy shows up, and he's like on a skateboard, and he's got like a Chinese cube, like one of those like weird bald everywhere but a ponytail.
Yeah, of course. I wanted that hairstyle when I was a kid in the 6th grade.
Yeah.
I used to grow my hair long, right? But in the 6th grade, my hair got kind of long, and I remember seeing, was it Tung Po, who had that haircut?
I don't know.
Well, Tung Po.
The boxer was going in there.
It was like an American kickboxer. Some Tung Po, I believe, had it in the back, right, where you had like the long braid, right?
Yeah.
So when I was in the 6th grade, my mom had just started hairdressing school, right? So I was like, Mom.
How'd that work out?
She died of heroin.
Yeah.
You're just about to say. She never opened that salon, did she?
So yeah, this is Tung Po. I saw that and I was like, yeah, dude, that's what I want. That's the haircut that I want. Okay. So what I did was I was like, Mom, can I shave everything on my head bald except for right in the front, right here?
Yeah.
So I had in my mind I was gonna like braid it. It was gonna come down. It was gonna attach like a blade to the end of it and
Yeah.
get people in the face. But it just, because I have niggery hair, it just, when they cut it, it just poofed right here. So there was a little black poof just sitting on the front of my head. And I went into the 6th grade, and
Your mom was totally cool with this.
my mom was a heroin addict.
Right.
So she, I mean,
But
you know,
even heroin addicts, I feel like, would be like,
Yeah.
oh, don't do that.
yeah.
I feel like even a heroin addict.
Yeah, it's a drug addiction, not fucking
Right.
blindness.
Yeah, right. Did she not have,
Different
was she
discipline.
never lucid?
Yeah.
Was she literally never awake the whole day?
Yeah, it sounds like
fuck is wrong
heroin
with your head?
was the least of your concerns when it came to your
Yeah.
mom.
It's the only normal thing she did.
So I came into school the next day, and this kid, Paul Tamonti, was like, yeah, but your hair's gay.
Yeah.
And I beat him up. But he was completely right. I mean,
Yeah,
what am I supposed like?
Right.
He was right to make fun of me. He was right to fucking.
Yeah.
I punched him in the face. I don't want to act like I kicked his ass.
Yeah.
You did sleight of hand magic. You
I was like,
puzzled him.
Look at this, and then
Yeah.
I fucking kicked
I
him.
just
in the
love
head.
that you didn't wait until your hair grew out to
No.
do that. That
No,
none
no.
of the math made sense.
No, I got
You
because
were
that
like,
was my
yeah, it's
thing.
immediately going to be 3 inches longer than the rest of my hair.
I get excited and then I just go for it. That's
Yeah.
kind of like a theme in my life.
Yeah.
By the way, this is my favorite Nine Inch Nails song. This is Reptile, which is just fucking incredible. Watching him do this live,
How was it?
get ready to do this. Some plugs. I'll get into it. I loved it. Timmy D, what do you got coming up? buddy?
17th to the 19th, I will be bombing at Mohegan Sun in Connecticut. 25th to the 26th, Dead Crow Comedy in North Carolina. That should be fun. In September, DC Improv, TimDillonComedy.com. Sign up to be alerted when the new Tour Bus show, when tickets go on sale. We're doing it in New York and LA.
Love it. What's up, buddy?
I think there's a Cumtown / Chapo Trap House live show at
Sick.
the 930 Club in DC sometime in the next 3 months. I can't remember the date. Adam
Cool.
knows it. If you message Adam or something, I'm sure he'll post about it. I don't even know if it went through, so I could be just blowing it. That's it. That's all I got
It's
going
all
on.
good. Look out for us.
So if
It'll
you're
come
in
up.
Greece, go to Stavros. Tell them
Oh,
he's
yeah.
letting down the team.
Right, yeah. Go to Greece and
Well, he's just taking the
prod
fucking-
Stav while he's nude on some rock on the Aegean, whatever he's doing.
Yeah.
Eating fancy mayonnaise.
Yeah.
Bunch of
Yeah, I
piece of shit.
dock him, dude.
Yeah.
Dock him.
Financial scofflaws. That's what I refer.
Give him 1/4 of the money that he would get for the month.
Yeah.
And then
Well,
it'll-
we're pre-recording all the episodes, so he's still gonna be on them. It's not like he's taking off from the show.
Yeah, but you know what, dude? The pre-records, it's honest. This is the truth. Not as good as
Of course, it destroys the show. We had to do it for 3 months while I was in LA working on that shit.
It's a nightmare.
And it sucked. It fucking really sucked to have to do it.
Takes all the life out of the show, the spirit out of it. You know.
And so when the show gets better the next couple months, it stops.
We do when Jay goes on the road a lot. I never like to skip 2 weeks in a row where one of us can't be there.
Yeah.
But if one of us can't be there, well, they can take off a week. It's not a big deal. We try to.
Yeah. Well, we're not really a guest-heavy show.
Yeah.
In fact, guests don't really feel like work most of the time.
Yeah.
So like replacing someone on the show, I replaced both Staub and Adam for like 4 weeks.
Yeah, not good.
Ran out of episodes. It was all right, but it was a completely different show.
Yeah. Yeah, like this. I guess this isn't a different show. Like Zach really only says 30 words a show.
Yeah.
But he just snipes
They're
into
all
fun.
great.
They're incredible.
They're insane. Yeah.
He has like a
Let's
99%.
list them. The N-word.
Yeah.
That's one of them.
Right. Fag too.
Yeah.
And that's all right. So let me give some plugs real quick. August 24th to 26th, Sacramento Punchline with Nate Bargatze. I say with because I'm embarrassed that I'm opening for him.
Hosting?
No, featuring.
Yeah.
Trying to cut me down every
Selling
time.
merch.
I'm trying to cut me down every time. Tim. Every time I
merch
tell him.
table.
Host is very
baby.
important
Yeah.
for the show.
It's the best part of the show.
Best part of the show.
That's what I say because I just host everywhere. August 27th, San Francisco. The venue will be confirmed by the end of today, I promise.
We're the only 2 hosts in New York City, by the way.
Yeah.
If I'm not hosting, or you or Aaron Berg, there's like nobody's hosting.
Patrick texted me yesterday.
3 of us that just are on a
What's
rotation.
going to happen
hosting.
when Aaron Berg dies? Who's going to host
The
show?
median of comedy will get funnier.
Right. Puerto Ricans will feel comfortable in the front row of your show.
Yeah. We're just going to
Again?
start a show.
Yeah. Interracial couples will be able to go out for a night without being harangued.
But the thing is, they enjoy it. I
They
don't
love it.
understand. One time I
love it.
was waiting to go up, and there was like an Indian kid in the front row, and Aaron Berg says to him, "Where are you from, Poopistan?" And the kid's laughing, and I'm like, "That's the most racist thing I've ever seen in my entire life."
Hey, buddy, are you black or is that just shit on your face?
And then Aaron Berg will be
Either way, smells the same.
then Aaron Berg will be like, I'm still waiting to hear about Montreal.
If I did that, there would be laws passed
Right.
against me. Everyone in America would lose First
Yeah.
Amendment rights
Yeah.
if I went on stage and said those things.
He's likable.
I don't understand.
He's likable. That's really the
He
secret.
is very likable.
It's why Big J gets away with it. The people that are likable can say whatever the fuck they want. And if you guys like you or I, we're relegated to podcasting for the rest of our life.
That's
Tim, you
true.
still got it in you, buddy.
Yeah.
It's only because you're gay. If you were straight, you would be the most unlikable person in the world.
If I
But
lose
because
my
you're
hair,
gay, it's like sassy.
Aaron Berg is funny because there's something about when he's up there, he makes racism okay again,
Yeah.
which is something I like.
Yeah, I'm with you.
There's something about it that it's like, oh, this is like people in the audience are like, oh, this is fun. Like every day, people say on Twitter how bad it is, but like. No one's getting physically
No,
hurt.
it's
This
great.
does seem
It's
kind
funny.
of fun.
It is just laughter. It's just only.
Yeah, and it's stupid, and nobody leaves being like, "Oh, I hate Koreans."
I do.
Well, I do.
So
Right. You're not
Pat-
even at the show.
Patrick
right.
texted me yesterday. He was like, "Hey, confirm you're 10 o'clock hosting tonight."
Yeah.
And I forgot that I was doing Nine Inch. I forgot to cancel because I was
Yeah.
doing Nine Inch Nails. So I go to text you immediately. I'm like,
Yeah.
Tim, can you cover my hosting tonight? But I made the mistake, and I just texted Patrick back then.
Yeah.
Which I've done this before in my life. When I've gotten into full fights with like in relationships.
Yeah.
I did that one time because I was lying about not smoking weed anymore with my chick, my ex.
Yeah.
And she texted me something, and then I texted. I was smoking weed with Dave, and I texted Gary Veter. I was like, Gary, if my chick asks, I was hanging out with you all night. Luckily, I was smoking weed with Dave, but I don't want her to know that. If I didn't put that, that would have been it. She would have thought I was cheating. But I literally texted her that, and it became like a nightmare for a long time.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, I'm an idiot.
What did he say?
He was LOL. Yeah, August 28th or September 1st, I'll be in Los Angeles doing a bunch of podcasts, stand-up comedy shows. Look the fuck out for me. Every Tuesday night, we got the Roast Masters from the Stand. New York City's best and brightest young comedians.
In its 9th year.
They roast each other.
Roastmasters. Season 9.
Yeah, Eli Sayers is 63 years old. A lot of people don't realize
Yeah.
that.
And he's a woman.
Right.
Yeah, it's every Tuesday night, 10:30 p.m. from the Stand. You get free tickets by going to thestandnyc.com and using the promo code RAP when you check out. So you can check it out for free, guys. I'm hosting it every week. Big J is at the judges table every week. Rich Boss is there as well. GomezComedy.com, Gomez Comedy on Instagram, Gomez Comedy on, I'm sorry, Louis J. Gomez on Twitter. Sorry. And go to iTunes right now. And leave us a 5-star ranking, positive review. Picking one person at the end of the month, every single month, to give away a free t-shirt.
can I add something to that? Once we've selected them, can they like tweet at me?
Oh, because the person didn't tweet at you?
No, I haven't heard
The last
anything.
person?
Yeah.
All right, Shannon. Well, they don't need to know that we're not giving out those T-shirts.
Okay.
Make sure you tweet at Shannon if we call your name. What was the name again? Do you remember? Look it up, Shannon, and tweet it out. All right. Let's get into it. Anyway, look, we got a great show planned today. We're not doing any more Aaron Glazer coverage. I think we did enough on it, right?
I think we did enough.
Wait. You were continuing to do
There was coverage.
Yeah.
He used the word coverage. Let's be honest.
You had a fucking special Chiron made for the.
Can we talk about our investigative? Because it was crazy.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay, we can't. That's fine.
what do you?
I'm just saying it was funny that,
I told you I saw him at an audition. It was like I never get callbacks, and I got a call back, and I'm like, I'm doing it. I'm finally getting back better at acting, And then I fucking go to the audition, and it's like other guys that look like me, and then Aaron.
oh my
Was
God.
When was this? Was this after?
This was like 2 months after that shit happened.
Oh wow! So he
Wow.
was still going out for auditions. So when he still had a glimmer
Oh,
of
this
hope.
was before he booked the big one.
Oh yeah.
He booked
the
that commercial.
Yeah,
He
we
booked
talked
it.
about
Wow.
that.
Yeah.
What's crazy is he's now on Facebook, and he's like putting up all these bad jokes that aren't funny, and it's like,
Yeah,
it's like
back to normal.
Yeah, it's like, dude, this is worse almost than the rate. It's like it'd be one thing if he was hilarious, and you looked at him and you're like, God, this guy was a funny guy. Like, too bad he's kind of a rapist, but.
Yeah.
This is like you look at the jokes, you're like, oh, this is like somehow worse than you just going away.
Yeah.
This is I'm looking at.
He's not like the unfunny rapist.
These are all his jokes.
It is funny how like you imagine like oh, that happens to somebody, their life is over, but
Yeah.
no, not really. Human beings can recover from
Most
it.
people that aren't
but
doing
you
well
said the best
yeah.
thing. He needs to just go. Here's the thing, and look, I'm on it. Like whatever you
You
believe
know who
about
did?
it.
The only guy that really was destroyed by that is Kilstein. Kilstein is gone.
Yeah.
And all he did was like,
He like vanished.
yeah, and like apparently all he did was fucking like two women. He was like, "Do you want to come over to my apartment?"
Yeah.
That's all he did.
Assault.
Yeah, and he's
Yeah.
gone.
It's
He's-
great, good.
But so much of what his whole identity was being
Sure, right.
Yeah, so that kind of
Yeah,
Yeah,
well, if you
that's-
make that,
that's
if
like
you
a
make
live
your
by the
entire
sword, die
fan
by the
base,
sword situation with him.
where they believe you're basically here's the problem. It's a fucking pussy way to do comedy anyway. It's when people piggyback off of a fan base and then go, oh my god, well I'm gonna just get that fan base. I don't do it with MMA because I'm like people know me as like the MMA guy, but people go like, oh, why don't you just really focus on that? You seem to be really good at that. To be honest with you, I don't really want to fucking piggyback on a fan base. What happens when that MMA fan base fucking turns on me because I say something about some fighter they don't fucking like? Then I lose all of my fans because I don't agree with the popular opinion anymore?
Yeah.
Fuck
Yeah.
that. You want, as a comedian, you're trying to fucking explain. I'm a different person today than I was 12 years ago when I started doing stand-up comedy.
Yeah.
And if I was the same person, I would fucking suck. So I should be able to shift and move. So people that like what we do, they like, number one, they like things that are fucking funny. And number two, they like things that are kind of like inquisitive in nature and kind of like people that are learning and asking questions. And that's why we even talked about the Aaron Glazer thing to begin with, just because everyone's going, don't talk about it. And I was like, well, that's kind of stupid. I don't want to not talk about something and have a conversation that is somewhat interesting.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. Like, we found out some other shit, me and Tim, after the fact, that made me, and I believe you as well, I have more of an opinion on it than I had before. And because now it's very apparent that there's some like really fucked up shit going on there, I'm just going to dip out of it. It's not worth fucking exploiting.
Well, you brought it up.
So we brought one of the victims in, Teresa.
Yeah.
I think we got to a point when I think Lewis had a good point. It's like you start putting names with faces and you start talking to people and you start getting to the point where you're like, oh, like this is way above my pay grade. We're doing a podcast. Like, it's just way out of the realm of like what we do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that whole situation was fucked because like how I felt about it initially is, and then this is like well-tread territory, so
Yeah,
there's no
sure.
point in going through it all again. But why do people don't trust the police to investigate a rape? Why would you trust a private business to
Yeah.
be better at it?
Yeah.
As if their
Well, we found out,
motivations
unless you
aren't.
need to listen, we found out is that, that whole idea that UCB did the investigation, that narrative came from a person outside of UCB.
Yeah.
And then UCB reached out to that person and told them, you got to stop saying that.
Of course, because it
Yeah.
opens them up for a liability.
Yeah, of course.
But I don't know. The thing that was shitty with that is like there's questions about due process and like privatizing the investigation process and things that happen with like colleges just didn't give a shit to investigate sexual assault, and they got in trouble for it. So then they had, all these like sweeping changes throughout the college world to address the problems of sexual assault. And then now they're getting sued for discrimination because it's not a normal investigative process.
Yeah.
You don't have like the rights you normally would. And the bottom line is, ultimately, if there was just more accountability directed at the police to actually investigate
I agree.
these crimes,
but I will say,
you
one
wouldn't
of the
have to
things-
worry about it.
one
But
of the-
that's what you should focus on always, is like make sure the cops do their job.
There was like a
Don't
morbid
find
in that
somebody else to
statement
do
that the
it.
girl put out on Facebook. There was like this morbid thing where she was like, she was like, the cops were all like laughing at what a fucking creep this guy was while I'm crying.
That didn't seem. That seemed
I don't.
weird.
Where is this precinct?
Where is
full
that
of
happening?
police that
Yeah.
are laughing while a rape victim is crying?
Yeah.
It's just. It seems a little sensationalized. Those things.
Well, I do this thing where I put
You laugh at
precinct
rape
number
victims?
87 outside of my apartment, and me and my buddies, we get cop uniforms, and we trick rape victims into coming in there, and we secretly we podcast them.
Which
we
seems
we broadcast.
It seems
them.
insensitive, but it is hilarious.
It's a very
if
funny
you think
bit.
about them in the costume.
Yeah.
It's a very funny bit, and it opens up a lot of questions about free speech
Yeah.
and
Due process.
and doing process, and
so
being
yeah, no
allowed
matter
to
what,
pretend
the
to be a
peripheral
police
benefits
officer
are way bigger than
for my hidden camera show
Yeah.
called "Ha Ha Ha, You Got Raped."
Coming to True
the-
TV.
The Jamie Kennedy Experiment.
True TV really getting edgy.
It's called the
new Jamie
final episode of the Jamie Kennedy Experiment.
Yeah.
That's the full title.
the Jamie Kilstein experience now. Ha ha ha! You got raped. Yeah, dude. It's that's the thing that kind of like I almost feel like there's that version of it, and the idea if you question any of that, it's almost the same thing with like racism.
Yeah.
Is if if a white guy says, "Oh well, why I don't necessarily just believe that this black guy got shot to death by a cop." Automatically, because there's a bunch of protesters saying it, we should look into it.
Yeah.
If a white guy says that, you guys are automatically dubbed racist just by saying that. Like, well, you're racist. You don't understand white privilege. You wouldn't understand. You didn't come from my thing, and that's kind of that temperature. Kind of it's a bad thing. I don't think that's very good, and that's why, as a brown person, I almost feel it's necessary for me to fucking talk about those things sometimes.
Yeah.
Because the narrative is completely shut down, and for some reason there's. Comedians are doing that as well. Half of the comedy community, half the people that are doing stand-up comedy are part of that
Social
movement.
justice.
Yeah, movement
Yeah.
to shut people's thoughts and words down. And I'm just going like, guys, no matter what, like, shouldn't we, whether we agree or disagree?
We should talk about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how you find fucking cool, funny, great shit.
Yeah.
I feel like that's on the way out, though.
I think so.
Cool,
too.
funny, great shit.
No, the censoring and the fucking cliched turns of phrase that they all like a right
Yeah.
side of history stuff.
Right.
And,
Yes, you're
right.
right, but here's why I don't. You're right to a certain degree, but you're wrong, right? I think it's swinging back to the other side now, right? And I think it ends up being kind of like a yo-yo effect, right?
No, the effect is like Donald Trump becomes president, and then we go to war with Russia,
Right.
to prove that he's not compromised by them.
Right.
That's the next step.
Right.
Is Rachel Maddow demanding we nuke Russia to
Right.
prove that they don't have a P tape?
Yeah. I feel like if you look at it on if you looked at it on like a chart,
Yeah.
we are getting more PC. Period. It's just going up. You know what I'm saying? We are getting like I know we'll swing back a little bit the other way, and there are comics that are doing it, but
we're not really.
Just as a culture,
it's
I feel
guys
we
like
are.
us are getting criticized where normally we wouldn't. In 1998, we could do this show, and in fact, it wouldn't be successful because you could watch Mad TV if you wanted to see rape jokes. You wouldn't have to listen to a podcast.
Yeah.
And it's just I have never really faced any kind of consequences for any of the shit that I've said or done, and a lot of it's been pretty fucking offensive to the extent where it's like, yeah, I guess this is ironic, or I'm just saying it because I know it's bad and it makes me laugh to say things that are fucking bad. I can't
course.
explain or defend it.
Just funny. No,
Zero,
but that's the
zero
thing.
consequence.
Well, there's no defending
People
it.
yell
Well,
at me,
yeah.
and then it just gets more people to pay attention to the shit that I'm
Yeah.
doing.
Exactly.
So
Because the
it's-
people that like what you do go like, oh, cool, he's offending somebody.
Yeah.
Those are always the biggest shows when you have
Yeah.
a fight or somebody arguing, somebody's mad about something that you do.
When they
Yeah.
held the special elections for like the vacancies, who was that guy in Montana that like fucking body slammed that reporter?
Oh, I forget his name.
Yeah,
but
he did it. He did it the day before the election. Everyone's like, "Oh, he's done."
He
just
won.
won.
He
Just
won.
immediately wins because They like the idea of some fucking BuzzFeed weenie getting dumped on his head.
Trump is, again...
Who's this
like
guy? I love this guy.
Trump has a 43% approval rating. It's like, how bad is the other side
Yeah.
that he's got for... Like, that should be... Like, the Democratic Party right now should be killing each other. Like, Nancy Pelosi... There should be a crazy purge of anybody in a leadership position that 43% of the country is like, I'm going to throw my hat in with him.
Yeah.
I still think... I mean, that just shows you how...
Yeah,
people are
well,
just
they're
sick
all
of it.
they're all just hung up on this Russia collusion bullshit, which is like, for the most part, conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
It's not worth like at least all the attention that it's fucking getting.
Yeah.
And
I think that we're in collusion with everybody behind closed doors now.
Sure, everybody tries to fuck with everybody's elections.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
what do you want to say here? It's like, do you not?
I will say
do you
that
not think that
yeah.
every country that's worth shit has a bunch of fucking spies and internet experts and everybody's fucking hacking
I think
everybody's shit?
Trump doesn't really know what to do. Like when Trump was on the offensive in the campaign, he was great.
Of course.
But now that he's on the defensive, he doesn't really know. Like he's doing things that are irrational and
Well, you know, the other thing
he's
is
playing into their
it almost
game.
removes me of
Yeah.
roast battle, and it's so stupid.
Right.
Because I only talk about the things I know,
Right.
but it's the reason why people don't even realize half the reason that guys love roast battle. I really believe this because it's so rare in society. It's almost never on TV, right? But it's so rare that you get to watch a man call a girl a fat cunt and have a room of people cheer and laugh and applaud for it. It doesn't happen anymore.
Right.
So what happens is all of these young 18 to
the
fucking
good old days.
26-year-old guys are going like, holy shit.
I love you on the Tonight Show and Fallon going, what do you attribute the success of roast battle to? And Lewis goes, well, let me tell you, Jimmy, it's so rare that a guy can call a woman a fat cunt and have a room full of people applaud.
Yeah.
Jimmy's like, of course.
But I'm not crazy about that. I feel like that's an absolute true thing.
Yeah, people want carnage.
They want not just carnage, though. They want a type of carnage that they're not seeing too often. It's rare. It feels special, right? So when they watch, like literally, to be like, yeah, dude, this fucking girl's a fat whore, right? She got a big pussy and she fucks all black guys. Everyone's like, whoa. And that's on Comedy Central. Like, literally, they'll do it on Comedy Central, and it's the only thing that's like that right now.
Yeah.
So even people that don't even fucking, because it is a little bit cheesy, the format, there are people that do it unbelievable, but I think the average person does it a little hacky and a little cheesy. But I think that just something about that, it's so rare. I think it's why Legion of Skanks is successful. I think it's why I did well on YKWd. I was calling Kelly Fasuka a fat cunt, every week.
Right.
And then she had to leave the country.
She literally left in tears.
She had to leave America.
Yeah. I was right.
Now she's in Australia being called a fat cunt. So it didn't really...
But that's just how you greet people in Australia.
Right.
Yeah. Hey, you food coont.
Right.
the term of endearment.
Wow.
That was what I sure. You food coont.
That's so far off.
Let me say Australian. My problem is
That's a guy who doesn't know how to read.
Right.
That's not an accent.
you food coont. Let me see. All right, mate. You fat cunt.
Here you go.
Hey, you fat cunt.
She's a fit cunt.
You fat cunt.
Hi, it's Australia's best comedian, Kelly Festuca.
She's in the top
Our top
Yeah,
comic.
She
Australia's top
Fit
comic.
cunt. And then it's Australian for comedy. And then a Foster's can comes in.
Kelly.
Kelly Festuca.
Kelly, baby.
I loved it, but I think there is something about that where we just don't get to see it. It's the same thing with like the racial stuff. All that on roast battle. It's all of the most heinous shit you could think of, right? It's all the fans of these podcasts, right? It's that type of humor. It's really fucked up. You're looking for dark, cutting shit, right?
Yeah.
People's parents being dead, whatever.
Yeah.
And you just don't get to hear it, man. And it's almost like refreshing in comedy now. And honestly, it's great comedy. Because that's kind of all the shit like Louis C.K. and Bill Burr and fucking Dave Chappelle, all those guys that everybody loves and say are the best in the world, that's their foundation is real deal, ballsy, no holds barred comedy.
Yeah.
And that's how they became great. So you're right when you say there's not, or I'm sorry, you're saying you're I think that
It's cyclical, though. I mean, if you look at the early 90s, there was the same degree of...
black comics, sickle cell.
Yeah, it's sickle cell.
Yeah.
It's
That's what makes them funny. You think
little
so?
sickle cell.
Okay.
No, I mean, there was the same degree of, like, quote unquote censorship or like pushback against, like offensive comedy.
Yeah.
And then it sort of died out towards the end of the 90s, and then things got a lot more offensive and edgy, and then I don't know, it reached like sort of a boiling point in the mid-noughts where people were tired of it, and there was like a pushback, and then now we're at the end of that where I feel like it peaked in 2014 with like rape is
Tosh.
not funny in any
Yeah,
situation.
right.
It's never funny, except when it is. Of course, they always have to say, "Oh, well, there's certain examples where it is okay if it's someone that I know I don't have the power to take down at
Yeah,
this
of course.
point."
I think the difference is like more people today call themselves a comedian. Like when Tipper Gore was yelling about satanic rock music or whatever the hell she was mad about, she was never like, I too am a musician.
Yeah.
So
Right.
I know the best way.
Yeah.
Like there is this weird thing now where it's like people have kind of like come into the tent and they're like, I'm a comic. And it's
Yeah.
like, you're really not. You're
Well, here's
really
the other problem,
not
though, because-
on any level a comedian.
But people are stupid just in general, right? People don't know the difference between fucking you or fucking some SJW whore,
100%,
right?
yeah.
So what happens is, Tipper Gore back in the day, when she would go like, oh yeah, this is satanic music, we need to put a label on every album, blah, 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 blah. Young people went, oh yeah, fuck that. That label became cool. You had that
Right.
set parental advisory label.
Yeah.
You wanted that.
Yeah.
People put it over their fucking mouths, hacks for years and
Yeah.
fucking, headshots.
Yeah.
That was like the fucking thing, right? But now, because it's half the population of young people are going, no, that's not cool, man.
Yeah.
It's
we love
definitely-
Tipper Gore.
Yeah.
He'd be like all the young people being like, Tipper!
That's
like, yeah.
crazy,
She
though.
does a festival in San Francisco. And
Yes.
everybody's, yeah.
Well,
Yes.
that is kind of like, the alt-right stuff and like, younger people that come out of like Chan culture and that are alt-right, there is like a subversiveness to it, and that's the appeal.
Yeah.
Is that, a lot of them, you could say, yeah, they are white nationalists, but I'm sure the path for a lot of those people to get there was like, ha ha ha, it's funny to put the N-word in YouTube comments.
It was just Opie and Anthony subreddit.
That's kind of it,
It
dude.
started from there,
Yeah.
and then it became a fucking
It
movement.
really is.
Kind of, yeah.
It's people
it is.
that are deliberately trying to be offensive, to be subversive, that
Yeah.
they get told you can't do that, you
And
can't
you're
do
like,
that, you
fuck
can't
you,
do
fine,
that.
I'm racist, fuckface.
Yeah.
Fine. Cool, I'm racist. Get out of my face, you dumb
but
chick.
that is the problem.
Yeah.
That like they
That is an
shouldn't-
issue,
That
sure.
is they shouldn't
Yeah.
be
Shannon,
racist.
pull that clip. Fine, I'm racist. Get out of my face, you dumb chink. That's in the new intro.
Yeah,
Real ass dude of the week. Of
Yeah.
the year.
yeah. And it's like that's what like the woke crew doesn't really get is that there's nothing subversive about trying to tell people what they can or cannot say.
Yeah, or
and
what to
it'll
believe.
it'll never be that way.
Right.
No matter how many times you fucking get your BuzzFeed friends to write an article about, like, oh, check out this woke web series that tells people that they're bad. It's
Right.
never going to come off.
And it's
as,
always
like,
delivered with like such snark.
Yeah.
Like the idea that like we possess all the absolute truth in the universe.
Yeah.
And how lucky you are. Like there's some comics that do this now. Like a comic gets on stage and the attitude of the comic is like, aren't you guys lucky I'm here so I can share my wisdom with you? And it's like nothing feels less relevant
Like all
than
this,
that.
all this bullshit liberal like hashtag the resistance nonsense. It's like that's
The
like,
resi-
it's
these guys are
fucking
working at Goldman
impotent.
Sachs, and they're hashtagging the resistance. They're living in like $10,000 a month condos in Chelsea.
It's a bunch of fucking millionaire Democrats
Yeah.
that like want to like literally. Calling him Drumpf
Yeah.
is the problem.
Right.
Is during the election people said everyone was sharing that make Donald Drumpf again bullshit, which I think John Oliver is funny, and I thought that segment was funny. But the underlying idea that you can stop this guy, I mean, Michael Moore just said that. He's like, the way we're really going to get him is, he can't take a joke. So it's the job of the comics to keep making fun of him. It's like, they've been doing that. They did it the entire fucking
Then he-
election.
then he
you
won.
fucking idiot. He
Remember
won.
that he won after every celebrity came out and said, "Don't do that." It's like a crazy.
Yeah.
It's like eating pie
Yeah.
every day, and
No.
then somebody going, "No, you want to lose weight."
The only guy that
More
was
pie."
right was Norm Macdonald. Norm Macdonald was like, yeah, back in the 30s, everyone thought Hitler was like hilarious. They made cartoons about him. They made a big joke.
Right.
So there goes your theory about the power of comedy.
Yeah.
It's right out the window.
Yeah.
Shannon, real quick, I wanted to switch topics for just a second because I wanted to talk about this yesterday. Just pull up. I put on my Instagram some of the footage from Panorama yesterday. I had such a fun time.
You had a good time.
I had a really good time. Have you guys ever done any of these like big music festivals? I don't give a shit about that type of stuff. I went just for Nine Inch Nails.
I've performed at Fun Fest a couple of times, and that would like occur in the same area as the music. So that's the extent of my exposure to music festivals. I
Yeah.
did South by Southwest, but it's so
Spread
it
out.
takes over the whole fucking city. So you can just go to your venue and then not
Yeah,
pay
this is a
attention to
fucking
shit.
field on
I
Randall's
went to the
Island.
Lilith Fair at Jones Beach with my father when
Did
I was
you? No,
younger.
you didn't.
I did. I saw
No.
Joan Osborne, the Cranberries, Tracy Chapman,
Are you
and
kidding?
Sarah McLachlan. Yeah, they're legendary. These were all legendary acts.
You went to Lilith? No, you
Yeah,
didn't.
yes, I did. Sarah McLachlan's a legend.
Doggy.
She's a legend.
Doggy.
You know where she's not?
You're getting defensive.
In an apartment right now on a fucking podcasting. She's a legend.
Look how defensive he's getting.
Tracy
Chapman.
Tracy Chapman.
Yeah, Lewis doesn't like her because he supports dog fighting. She's ruining his side.
My
business.
dad
Making
took me
pit
to that.
bulls chew each other to death.
And then he let
Did
me.
your dad? How old were you?
I was like, I think 11. He let me blow a guy in the back of Jones Beach Amphitheater. That was like,
That's what they call the merch table at Little Fair. There's a guy's dick coming out of a hole.
My dad just put the quote sign up. He's like, go and buy a CD. Go and buy a CD for 15 minutes and then wipe your mouth and then come back.
Did your dad know you were gay at that time?
I mean, you got to have a little inkling.
Dude,
You got to have a little inkling.
Fathers know.
That's what he called you.
That's
His
not-
little inkling.
Fathers know as soon as they bust the nut.
I mean,
Yeah.
Dad.
My ass kind of hurt on
that was
that
a
one.
short one.
My dad's like, this wasn't a good one.
Right.
That one felt weak.
Yeah.
It's like you know when you come
happens
and
when
you
you
lose the rhythm right before you come.
Yeah.
If you come into a chick and make that's the baby, that's what gay babies are.
Yeah.
They're the weak off rhythm nut.
Yeah.
That's how you make it gay.
Yeah. So
Or
if you
maybe
want-
I should just say gay. Maybe any type of imperfection.
Yeah.
So
Right.
like if you have a
Down
baby with like
syndrome.
a 6 finger,
Yeah.
it's because you were
Puerto Rican, anything that's not what you'd want.
Yeah.
off rhythm nut. That's gonna make a fucked up
Right.
baby.
Yeah.
That's actually a real theory. I wonder if they've tested.
But that's my music festival.
That's how like theories used to work in medicine. Like even I love telling this fucking tidbit. Down syndrome itself, the disease or the disorder Down syndrome.
Hilarious.
It gets its name from this guy John Langdon Down, who wrote a paper in like 1880 called Ethnic Classifications of Idiots, where he looked at people with mental disabilities and he said like
He's black.
What? Yep, exactly. He's
Yeah.
like, there's 3 types of retarded. There's Africoid, Mongoloid.
No.
Yes.
Oh, my
And then
God.
like Caucasoid. So his theory was that Down syndrome people had an ancient Chinese ancestor, and that's why they're called Mongoloids. And then eventually they changed it to Down syndrome because he was the first person to classify it.
Yeah, I
But
remember
it was
Mongoloid
this-
was like a thing
My
for an
dad
idiot
used to-
back
we
in
had
the
a
day.
cousin, and he
You
was like,
fucking
he's-
Mongoloid.
my-
They
my-
find out it's just a region.
My dad
Yeah.
said our cousin was a Mongoloid. He wasn't even trying to be a dick. He's like,
Yeah.
oh, he's a Mongoloid.
Yeah, and that guy, and at the time, he was seen as like a hero for working with disabled people. Like he wasn't an asshole. He was
Yeah.
like, yeah, nobody cares about these idiots. I'm over here calling them chink, you
Yeah.
know, doing the Lord's work. If that guy existed today, there would be numerous campaigns to get him fired.
Well, he
Right.
probably used different words.
yeah,
It's just
probably.
different words. The truth is, it's
That's
stupid, right? Because it's just the words.
It's also a pretty racist theory. It's not like
Look,
it's just.
I'm
the
sure he would
words
have
of that one.
piggybacked off of his colleagues' theories as well, and
Yeah.
maybe come up with something of his own. It did come from a place where he's trying to help people, right?
Yeah.
Do you think that he would have been a racist piece of shit in today's society? No, he'd probably be somebody that helps people
Yeah.
through medicine.
Well, Hitler
in the
was trying to
correct
help
way.
people, German people, but he was trying to help people,
Yeah.
a type of people.
Yeah.
But that doctor in particular, though, like if you look at like what the intent was, like it
Yeah.
might have been super ignorant, but it was the times. It was
Sure,
fucking,
sure.
you know.
Yeah, I agree with all that.
Yeah. Shannon, so look, this is a little bit of the footage. This isn't a great song or anything, but this is just I had an artist pass, so I was able to walk up like right up to the stage and fucking
Yeah. An artist pass is a gun.
So listen, here's the thing, okay? I thought when I was gonna come, and it's not Nine Inch Nails, okay? They're just the best live show I've ever seen. Okay, I was a huge Nine Inch
Have you
Nails.
seen Tracy Chapman?
Yeah. Was 9 Inch Nails at that Lilith Fair?
They weren't, but Tracy Chapman was there, and she fast car.
Yeah.
Well, she only had one song, right? Like,
Oh, stop it!
she only had one.
Revolution.
Yeah, she
Don't
played-
you know they're
she
talking
played-
about a
She played
revolution?
the car
again.
song 19 times.
Give me
in a
one
row.
reason.
Give me one reason to
stay here.
Isn't that
Or I'll
also
turn
the
right
fast
back
car
around.
song?
You actually have the same voice as
She
Tracy
is an
Chapman.
unfortunate kind of. She's got a weird look to her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
She's
think
not
I've ever
good.
seen
She
her.
looks like
It's gender non-specific. It really is. Get her up there.
She
Take
looks
a-
like Koba from Planet of the Apes.
You know who's got the best look is Katie Lang.
Pull up Koba and pull up Tracy Chapman. Koba from the new Planet of the Apes. You're gonna tell me she doesn't? This is not racist.
I'm not- yeah.
I'm telling you, the fucking resemblance is uncanny. Pull up Koba. Okay, have you seen the new Planet of the Apes?
That's a leader?
No, it's the evil one. There's Koba. There we go. No, look, you gotta get. There we go. That's Tracy Chapman. But get like an angry Koba. That's
I
the.
mean, it looks like
There we go.
any one of the I don't know how to make
But
this
that's also
worse.
the. She's using the best photo of Tracy Chapman ever.
Yeah,
It's
Jesus Christ, Tracy Chapman.
There we go. There we go.
What's Tracy Chapman's story? Is that song about like?
She
The
looks
worst
like
part is-
Cornel West.
The
is what
worst
she
part
looks
is
like.
is she does.
Did she get her braids stuck in a bus tire, and that was the bus?
She signs all of her lyrics.
She does.
While she
She
while
does.
She sings, so it
She
makes
does.
it worse. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so annoying.
Give me one
inclusive.
reason to stay here and ape nut kill ape.
It's a secret guerrilla language.
Are those movies good?
Yes, out of the new series, number 1 and number 3 are fucking incredible.
Which
the
is-
other one's decent.
I don't know. I was thinking about going to see the new one.
It's incredible. Did you see the first one?
I can't remember, dude. They don't number them, so in my mind, there's like 37.
No,
of them.
there's only 3 of the new ones. It's with the good-looking guy.
James Franco
Yeah,
or
Franco.
or what's his name?
No.
The guy from Zero
No,
Dark 30.
Franco.
What's his name?
Oh, Zero Dark 30. I forget the guy's
The
name.
guy. Fuck. God damn it.
I already answered.
Jason
Franco.
something.
It's
Not him.
Not
Well,
Jason.
there's Chris Pratt. There's
Not that
Joel
guy.
Edgerton,
Got
and then
it.
there's the third guy, who's the other guy of that body type.
It's not him.
It's not him.
It's James Franco.
Did you take your son to see? Are you one of those guys who just takes
Take
the
a
kid
4-year-old
no
to
matter?
see a terrifying movie where they're killing
you
killing
know,
apes left and
low-income
right?
people take toddlers to
Yeah.
see anything because they want to see it.
Yeah, dude, they bring them out to fucking Black Lives Matters rallies. Are you crazy?
Well, but at least people feel like that's a thing. Like,
I saw
you know.
yesterday at Panorama. There was fucking
Yeah.
a gay couple, and I was like, "Here's the thing. I didn't know it was a gay couple. It was a dude with a baby, right?
Yeah.
And it's got earphones on the baby, and they're watching Tribe Called Quest and Nine Inch
Yeah.
Nails. It's like pretty late. This is a baby, okay?
Oh yeah, they're not gay. They're kidnappers.
Yeah.
That's not
Those are the
homosexual
bad guys from
activity.
Home Alone.
Yeah.
So then
These
he picked
are-
up the baby.
They're human
turned it around and started
traffickers.
sucking the baby's dick during Nine Inch Nails Closer.
Right.
It was the craziest thing I had ever seen in my entire
Yeah,
life.
well, what are you gonna do?
yeah,
That was
no,
actually a viral marketing campaign for Skechers. They wanted you to mention that
for
on the
Baby
show.
Bjorn. They
Yeah.
wanted to. They were trying to sell more Baby Bjorns. No, this guy he had the baby, and I was like, it's kind of fucking loud. I know they got headphones on. I guess it's cool, kind of progressive parents, music festival. There's girls with their like tits half out. Everyone's on drugs. It just doesn't. And then I see it's 2 dudes, and I'm going like, yeah, guys, you're gay. People are looking at you in a different way. Why don't you not bring your fucking kids to a drug music festival? It's like why are you looking? It's almost like black people can't eat watermelon in public. Jewish people are not allowed to tip poorly. You guys just have to go. Don't.
It's like being a Puerto Rican guy that
Yeah.
straddles a public toilet.
Yes, you
right.
can't do that. People are going to judge you for these things.
Yeah.
A Puerto
I'm just saying
Rican magician.
You should be careful of the stereotypes, is what I'm saying. And my if you said, what is the first thing I would say? What is that gay couple that adopted a baby going to do with that baby? I would say they are going to bring it to a music festival and destroy its
And do
eardrums.
Molly with it.
Right.
Yes.
They're all gonna do Molly.
They're going to
as a
steal
family.
its diapers to bring to the Shisa party they're on their way to.
So what now? The baby. Nobody says anything.
No.
Wow.
There was a lot of kids. There was a lot of like 5, 6-year-old kids there. Not a lot, but like 20.
Well, huge fans of Nine Inch Nails.
Yeah.
Well,
5-year-olds.
I mean, look, I've done those cruises, those shiprock cruises, and people bring their babies on it. I'm like, this is like not the environment for like kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are people who probably wouldn't be described as the best parents.
They're shitty parents.
Yeah.
It's not about you anymore. Like, you can't bring your fucking.
I think just the idea that you're on Shiprocked, the cruise.
You're just a bad person.
Yeah. Well, your priority's not your children. You know, if you want to see like bands from the '90s on a in a cruise
Yeah.
environment, the priority's not family.
Yeah, if you're taking one cruise a year, you're going on a shipwreck cruise. You're not bringing your kids on a Disney
Yeah,
cruise.
right.
Like, what type of
Right.
piece of shit parent is like, I'm going to go
worst.
see Papa Roach with my 3-year-old?
Anybody that goes on a cruise is bad.
Yeah, they're all garbage.
All cruises are bad.
Bad.
There's not a
I
single
can't,
good one.
we're going on the Impractical Jokers cruise.
That's gonna be great. And I'm
It's gonna be
excited
really
about
fun.
that.
I've been on a few cruises performing. It's
Yeah.
really fun.
I've been on the Staten Island Ferry. Let me tell you,
Which is a cruise.
it's a hell of an experience.
That's the old Impractical Jokers cruise
Yeah.
before they made it.
yeah.
It's fun. It is fun.
I was on the Staten Island Ferry with my roommate like last year, and there was some like Guido guy with like one of those just blue suits, you know, like not a business suit, but like a blue, like a literally
Powder blue
a
or-
blue collar suit.
Wow.
Where it's just like a janitor or something.
Oh, okay.
Open down halfway down his stomach, eating spaghetti out of a Ziploc bag.
Yeah.
He had just pasta in the Ziploc bag. He's eating it out.
Yeah, not bad.
Yeah.
That's-
That's the guy. That's the
The
Staten
whole
Island guy.
Ziploc bag thing, it's a pretty good bowl. If you really need a bowl, I've eaten cereal out of it, like with milk.
Yeah.
I've been on the run and I want to like cereal. I just realized how crazy I'm looking to
I
other
took
people.
that. I took that
IV
very.
drip,
Some other dude on
Yeah.
another podcast was like, dude, I saw this guy on a skateboard, a pink skateboard,
Yeah.
eating cereal out of a Ziploc bag.
Yeah.
It was
Crazy.
He had a plastic fork. It was bananas.
I used to. I had a job in Staten Island. I would take that ferry every day at like 7:30, and you realize it's sad. people commute to Staten Island for work.
Yeah.
It's like the worst commute
It's like the
that has
they call it
ever.
reverse
Yeah.
commuting.
Oh, it's horrible. And you get
depressing.
on that boat.
You leave this fucking city of dreams
Yeah.
to go to Staten Island or Jersey or upstate.
Yeah.
They do it all the time.
You pass the Statue of Liberty, but you're going the wrong way. It's
Yeah.
like so trippy.
I love that video a couple years ago. Some like hipster dumbass that moved to Staten Island, which is like just stay in Brooklyn,
Yeah.
you know. And
Yeah.
he moved to Staten Island, and there's a video of a guy driving down the street, and he's recording the guy in his car, and he's pulling all the Blue Lives Matter ribbons off the trees. And some guy's like, "What are you doing?" You know, and he's like,
Yeah.
"Black Lives Matter."
Yeah.
And then the guy's like, "Why are you taking those ribbons down?" He's like, "Because Black Lives Matter, Blue Lives don't matter." And he's
Yeah.
like, "Fucking,"
Whoa.
and it's like. Dude, you can't do that in Staten Island.
Yeah.
That's basically the Die Hard scene where he's got the fucking sandwich board on
That's
his
what
shirt.
happened to that kid who got tied to the back of that pickup truck. He wasn't gay. He was taken down.
Yeah, he was-
Blue Lives
right,
Matter sign.
right.
Yeah, yeah.
And the Staten Island's all cops.
Right. It's
All police.
it's the
that
whole
live there.
island. It's a police station. The
Yeah.
entire
Yeah.
island.
That's why we couldn't save the towers on 9/11. They all had to take the ferry and
Yeah, yeah.
all the cops. It was brutal.
Bad.
Yeah. Well, anyway, those festivals are fucking kind of crazy. Me and Ari ended up becoming festival whores. We waited online for like 45 minutes to get like sparkles done on our face.
Yeah, it's still all over you.
Yeah. It's so funny because if I didn't have that picture, if my chick would have seen me, because we FaceTime every night, if she would have seen me with like sparkles, she would have definitely thought I was fucking a chick. That's like a hack joke now too. It's like, you know, you can't get the sparkles off your face when you hook up with
Yeah,
another
whose
chick.
line is it? It looked like I blew a clown. Is that a tell?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
that's
think
great.
so.
There we go. Look at us. With those high cheekbones, and I make that face, doesn't look. Look
Yeah,
how
you
gay
do
Ari
not
looks.
look like you're fucking a chick in that
Dude,
photo.
look how gay we
You
look.
do not.
It's not.
That is not. That would not make me think you're smashing pussy with that photo.
I mean, we both. It's not just the sparkles though, because in the moment
It's the facial expression.
It's so funny because I took like 80 photos. Like there was like
Yeah.
click, 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 and not all of them look that gay. There's other ones
Well,
where we
that
just look
filter.
like.
Well, this is the Matthew Shepard filter.
Yeah, this called
this
this
is-
filter cum.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. But that was the one gay. Like Ari caught the eyes of a muscly dude in the distance, and I was like, I love us.
Yeah.
But I'm okay with it because we're fucking gay.
Yeah.
We just fuck everybody.
Yeah.
If you were in a serious relationship, Tim,
Yeah.
would you invite other dudes into the bedroom with you guys?
I mean, probably.
Wait, are you in a serious
No,
relationship?
no. I mean, I think that a lot of gay couples do that.
do you have threesomes?
I've had one time. I don't do
With
it a
two
lot.
dudes?
Yeah, but I think a lot of gay couples will invite somebody.
Was it
into
awesome?
Bed. Yeah, it was cool.
But the math is easier for that.
Yeah.
Oh,
If it's gay couples,
Plop, plop, done.
just you add
You're
another.
done.
Yeah,
You just fucking
I think-
you walk around
I
the
think-
house fucking each other.
I
That's
think
great.
gay dudes, a lot of them, like, I think the idea of monogamy for a lifetime is not a realistic thing.
Yeah.
For most people, it's that.
For
way.
most people.
It's not like, that's everybody. I mean,
Yeah.
straight people shouldn't be in monogamous relationships anymore either, really.
They got to raise kids.
I don't know. You know, it's
They don't,
funny.
you don't,
But then-
you
but you
don't
could have-
have to. You
You're
don't
right.
have to
As I've
fucking have
gotten
kids.
old, dude, I don't know, man. I was a major.
But if you
pussy
meet
hound when
people
I
who
was
don't
younger.
have kids, like at a certain age, it's like that. It's like weird.
Jay Leno doesn't have kids, and he has the best garage in the entire
know.
world.
But that's
I would much rather have that garage
that's true.
than a son.
If the choice is kids or Jay Leno,
or-
go with Jay
or
Leno.
the world remembering me.
Yeah,
in
that's
any
true.
way.
That's true.
Other than my beautiful garage.
Maybe it's not because I'm in a new relationship right now, but I it really is through the eyes of a new relationship. Well,
Yeah.
no, guys, monogamy's possible. You can
Yeah.
make it happen.
I'm sure it's possible. It's just
6
there's
months
no,
later, I'm fucking her sister.
There's no reason to do
Right.
it. What's the point of being in a monogamous relationship?
Because I think after a while, you just come.
I mean, even back when it was
I've
like,
come so much, dude.
yeah,
I've
but
just it's like it starts
Yeah.
to become something different. The other thing is like it's almost like a new level of like I've had sex a lot and I've had sex with a lot of different people, and in a weird way, like trying to explore like
one person.
one person and then trying to continuously make it.
see, I don't like
interesting.
using words like explore or connect or emotions. I don't. They're not in my vocabulary.
Yeah.
I just don't understand practically like what purpose monogamy.
I think it's
serves.
kids. If you're not going to get married, you're not going to have kids. Then no monogamy.
There's already too many kids. We need to like have the population.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's
There,
not.
the population went from 6 billion to 7 billion in a 10-year time frame, which means a billion people all under the age of 10 were
But a lot of
added.
those are developing countries, third world.
We need to bomb these countries.
Yeah,
Yeah,
with
we,
you.
need to,
we are. Don't worry. Give us time.
we need to sterilize them.
Little by little, you know.
On the second half of the podcast, it is the United States
Yeah.
destruction.
You're ready to drop the
Me
Moab.
and Tim argue about the best form of genocide.
I got
Right.
it.
And that's the debate.
the
Genocide's
end
already
goal
a given.
is already established.
Yeah.
When Nine Inch Nails came out, I thought they were gonna. Because here's the thing. This is what I don't even know the new shit, right? He's got a chick now. Pull up his girlfriend. He's got like a hot Asian wife. We got a kid now too. Like, you know, Trent Reznor's not the same fucking like tortured soul, or I thought that he was back in the day.
Right.
I was so
He's
afraid.
just a suburban dad.
Yeah.
When they're all out of fucking baby-sized Crocs. Goddamn.
Just an acoustic
mall.
guitar.
Yeah. Fucking nothing.
Leah, pull up a
makes
chick.
my-
She's hot too. Hot Asian broad. But he's also kind of a hot dude. You got to be honest, man. Trent Reznor aged very well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shannon?
I was watching, I don't know, it was like The Expendables or something the other... No, you know what? It was the new Fast and the Furious. And they all look like absolute shit with the exception of Jason Statham.
Yeah.
You can go back and watch the first Transporter and you can't tell that he's aged.
He's just like
fucking dead.
certain dudes.
Some of that's HGH. Some of those guys do the right thing with supplements and stuff.
I was talking to. I was on the
but
road the other day
HGH
with some muscly dudes, and
Yeah.
they're like, oh yeah, dude, HGH, fucking human growth hormone,
Yeah.
testosterone. I might
Keeps you
start,
young.
But the thing,
I might start fucking
HGH
around
makes
with
your
this shit.
fucking organs expand. So those guys, like, they get that, like, pregnant belly look,
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, sometimes.
It also makes your balls shrink. I really don't have big balls.
HGH does?
Yeah.
No, Test does.
Test,
HGH
testosterone
won't,
does.
won't
It
make
might,
your balls
whatever
shrink.
they're doing, because I do think some of that is like people that are just injecting the right stuff. Sometimes it's
Because
not.
other
Maybe,
guys,
but
other
look
guys
at
look
him,
at look
dude.
at look at Hugh Jackman. Hugh Jackman
Yeah.
definitely looks older, and there's no way that guy hasn't been fucking on a shit ton of drugs.
Right. Sometimes it's like it's
You have a box underneath the thing for your show specifically.
okay. Well, we'll deal with it later.
Man, I love getting boxes.
I love it, dude.
My,
I love
my
deliveries.
fans are not the
Crushing
people you want.
puss. You're right,
Yeah,
dude.
yeah.
It's my fucking welcome
You know
to my
what I mean?
life,
Yeah.
dude. Getting
Let me
box.
see your box.
What's up? Let me
We
see
don't know.
that.
Our people, the box, it's just going to be like one of Aaron Glazer's victims. Is selling a DNA sample.
Yeah.
You know,
It's a
hopefully you
rape
and Lewis
kit.
know what to do with this. It's just like a bloody piece of cloth.
So the
We're like,
death,
what?
the Death Wish rape kit sponsoring
Yeah.
the podcast.
This is some of my pillow. I think it still has his semen on it. Lewis is like looking at it in the black light.
This was
next
the,
week.
the whistle that didn't summon anyone. The
on the
useless
Real Ass
whistle.
podcast.
They gave her a dog whistle by mistake.
Yeah.
Just a bunch of dogs started barking.
Aaron's like, what's that licking my asshole? Why does my asshole feel wet? I feel like I'm being violated.
I'm being raped.
It's a basset hound. Woo, 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 woo. Stop blowing that whistle.
Fuck me. Shit. No, but look, dude, Trent Reznor, he came out, and I thought he was, because the shit that he's doing with the chick, I heard a song that he did with her. And
That's
it's
what
soft.
you do. Once
It's
you,
soft.
if you get the amount of poon that Trent Reznor has, you got to marry some like bizarre ethnic.
Yeah.
And this is, I'm going pretty racist here, but I mean, I feel like that's what you do.
Yeah.
You
With
marry
a
like
sideways pussy.
just like a woman that looks like Mowgli.
Yeah.
You got to
Yeah.
go fucking like real far away.
Is she
from
actually a
anything out of
mongoloid,
here.
technically? Right? Pull her up. By the definition, it still sounds like a diss, right?
I
Mongoloid?
don't think like that's. I mean, technically, yeah, probably
that's
someone
a region
someone
now.
from.
Technically from the
That's
Mongolian
Mongolia.
region.
Mongolian would
But
be
no,
the
it's a
term.
Mongolian region because there is
Well,
no more
it's
Mongolia.
there was
That's
no Mongolia.
area.
It means
Russia,
like
Asia,
it means
whatever.
Oriental,
Right. Uh-oh.
which you can't say any.
Can't say that.
Yeah.
I think Mongoloid is a true technical term that you can use today to describe a person of Mongolia.
To the same extent, you would say to a black guy, "Oh, so you're a Negroid."
Yeah. It's
You wouldn't
yeah.
say that.
You wouldn't?
No.
You just can't describe anyone anymore.
Is that why I can't book blacks on this podcast?
I love that Joe List.
Hey,
Have you seen Joe
Negroid.
List do that bit where,
What?
I don't want to just do a Joe List joke. But
Yeah.
Where he's like, how you can't shame people anymore. He's like, because when I was growing up, that was just called telling someone what they look
Yeah,
like
yeah,
to
yeah.
their face.
Right.
So he came out. Pull up a song by, and what is the definition of Mongoloid? She has it up right now.
At first it says dated, offensive, and then it says relating to the broad division of humankind, including the indigenous peoples of Eastern Asia, Southeast Asia,
Broad division, so only women.
and the Arctic region of North America. And Trent Reznor's girlfriend is Filipino.
So is that her?
Filipino, fun fact, the rats of Asia.
Yeah.
No, they're the
Everybody
best of.
hates the Filipinos.
Best of because
Everybody hates them.
because they look like Puerto Ricans.
Everybody hates Filipinos.
That's why they like.
Because
All
they
the
used
other Asian-
they
yeah.
it's like it was a Spanish colony.
Yeah.
So-
Well, we respect.
They
them
had
more.
remember that tsunami they had? No one cared. Like,
Yeah.
Literally millions of them just dead. Like no one else. There was nothing.
I didn't even hear about
No
it.
telethon. Yeah, no one cared.
I had no
it was like,
idea.
oh, the Philippines. Yeah, they're hated.
Yeah.
They just hate it.
I just remember they eat like weird shit. All the Asian countries do. They eat like fucked up like was like no.
Have you ever had?
like
Have you
a
ever
live,
had like
a,
Chinese soup?
a
like
live
real
chicken's
Chinese
face?
soup?
I mean, I've had shark fin soup once. I don't want to. It's like tough to admit.
Chinese soup is just sewage.
Yeah,
it's like the byproduct of making some other dish.
It is gross.
Yeah,
Bung,
it's
bing,
an inedible
bung.
part
It's like
of
literally
like a.
just throw whatever's in arm's reach.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the
And,
bad cuts of rat.
Yeah.
With fucking hot water.
I was
some
at
inedible
Noodletown,
leaf.
which is or noodle whatever they call it. Was down there, and I was eating a soup, and there was just
Kanji Village.
something like that.
That's one of the better ones too.
Yeah, there's just a chicken foot floating in it. And I'm like,
Yeah.
is this should this be or should it not? Does it matter?
Yeah.
It doesn't even
It's
matter.
something, and then
This
we're,
is
we're
a metro
Americans, so you don't want to
car. I
offend
don't know
people's
why.
culture.
Yeah.
So you're like, this could be just an absolute mistake. It could be a lawsuit.
Yeah.
Sure.
But you have no idea.
Well, you know
if
what's
you're like-
you know what's fucking hilarious is traditional Chinese food is fucking disgusting, and
Yeah.
people are like, "How dare you say that?" But I lived with a Chinese family,
Yeah.
like did not speak English. They were like Fujianese Chinese.
Yeah.
And the dad would come home every day and make dinner. And the shit he was making was
What would he
like
make?
General Tso's chicken.
Really?
And
Oh,
fucking
American
like lo
shit.
mein.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it
Oh.
tastes so much better. Of
course.
And they
What
had,
is real Chinese food?
Oh, it's like a 1,000-year-old egg. That's really a thing. Here's the process for
The
1,000-year-old
bones of
egg.
an animal.
You take a fucking egg and you pickle it by putting it in like vinegar and burying it underground for like 3 months.
Yeah.
And then they take it out and it's black. The yolk
Yeah.
is fucking black, or the yolk is gray, and then the albumin or whatever the white
There
part
we
is
go.
called is black.
Yeah. Wow.
It's horrific.
And then if you put that in an Asian woman's pussy, that's how they make gay Asians.
That's what it, and then you turn it the clockwise so it's straight instead of sideways.
Yeah.
And then that's how they find the treasure at the end of National Treasure 3.
yeah.
That's what Nicolas Cage does, if you remember that
That's
scene.
man. That's
Can you pull up some-
1,000-year egg is not good.
Some
Yeah.
of our music. I want
They
to
had
hear. I
this-
want to hear the Trent Reznor's wife's music.
They had this. I've had Chinese food that was like, I forget what the name of it was, but it was like a cured meat. So it was like, like you make jerky or something.
Yeah.
And then like the fibrous element of jerky, if you like pull it
Ugh,
apart,
like tendons.
yeah. So it's like a shredded dried beef that looks like red pubes.
Oh.
And it's like these salty red pubes.
Nice.
It's like
You
a
eat 'em.
Yeah, you just eat them.
That's great.
This is what you
delicious.
eat in a country with like 1 billion people. Like this is
Yeah.
what you get.
Yeah.
Not
Oh,
everybody gets a ribeye.
This
you
is
know?
this is 100% real. In China, they had like this problem with people breaking into boys' schools
Yeah.
to collect boys' urine out of the toilets because eggs boiled in a boy's piss is a delicacy in China.
Yeah.
Really?
And I
Well, to be
That
fair,
is the one thing
piss-
I'll have to. I
Yeah.
understand that.
Piss is sterile.
I love how
begin with.
I love how misogynistic they
that's
are. That
not
they're like,
true. That's
Yeah.
a line from Dodgeball
That's not
Yeah.
true.
that people think is real.
No.
Yes, it is.
I'm telling you, how much you want to bet?
That what? That you could just
That
drink
piss is- you
piss
could
and
drink
not
piss
have
and not
any
have a problem.
problem ever?
No, not any problem.
You're wrong. It's got fucking like uric
Yes,
acid
yes,
and
not
ammonia
Lewis.
in it.
Lewis, what is
got
what? How
chemicals
did you
in it.
develop this belief system? How did this even come up?
No, I
Like,
think
that you were
drink,
like,
I think you
how
drink
did you
three,
adopt this?
I think you drink 3
What do
glasses
you-
in a row and then you'll die. Something like that. But
Is this
up
what your
until
mother
3
told you after she said you can do that haircut? Also, you can just drink your own piss if you want.
Yeah.
I'm going to I gotta go to the salon.
No, that's what I
and
said.
she just goes to this empty crack house she thinks is a salon. She's just cutting people's hair. He's like,
You know
yeah,
what-
she's signed up for hair
what'd be
school.
funny?
This
You know
ain't
what-
hair school.
You know what'd be funny is like Lewis's mom was a successful hairstylist,
Yeah.
and then they saw his haircut,
Yeah.
and like fucking word got back to the salon, and she got fired,
And that's
then
when she
became a
started doing
heroin
heroin,
addict.
yeah.
Is he destroyed her
Yeah.
her life by trying to look like a Mortal
Blood.
Kombat
I love
guy?
in China that the piss of a boy is worth more than any form of a girl.
Yeah.
Like, more than a human woman, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
It's like, drown her and bring us
Yeah.
his piss.
Well, you got the order of operations backwards. Is that boys had the better piss, and
Right.
that's why girls are devalued because they spent years trying to make girl piss eggs, and they
just
were
didn't work.
disgusting.
Yeah,
they were
but
like, "Oh
ew."
fuck, this tastes like piss,"
Yeah.
and then they had boy piss eggs.
Yeah.
And they're like,
God.
"Oh, put some ash in that baby girl's mouth."
Urine is sterile. I don't know if that means you could drink it. What that means, though, is it means that
It means you saw Dodgeball.
No, it doesn't. I'm a father. I'm telling you. It's because here's what
Oh
happens.
my God.
Babies.
This is a great argument.
No,
Yeah.
babies piss themselves
Have
all
you
the
tried
time.
with egg? Have you tried?
Babies piss themselves all the time.
Correct.
Okay, and what happens is,
Especially that baby at the 9 Inch Nails cuts.
yeah. Well, they were, when you have to change them, but it's not. You don't have to wipe the baby down if it pisses itself. People,
Sure.
Like that's a misconception. Like people think when we were babysitters that was using 1,000 wipes. If a baby pees in a diaper, you could just change the diaper and just have a dry towel. You know what I'm saying?
What bus station did you learn this method of parenting? Don't wash your child. It's not necessary.
Oh, you got a baby? I'll tell you how to raise a baby. Man, I piss myself all the time. I wipe shit.
Piss is clean. You could drink it.
Shit. You think I'm spending my EBT on baby wipes? I'm a grown-ass man.
When the baby's nail gets long enough, use that to wipe the scratch
Condensed
off.
milk with that shit.
Don't waste
Turn
your own
it into
nails.
liquor.
I'm telling you. Look
Give
at
me that fucking baby. I'll tell you. Look, we're gonna take his piss. We're gonna sell it to some Chinese people. Get some scratch-off lottery tickets.
And then we're going to see 9 Inch Nails. 'Cause my baby loves Trent Reznor. That woman was white that we were doing, by the way. That woman that had the baby was a white woman. That's a white man.
trash. White trash.
That was a
white
white
character.
woman.
Yeah,
Thank you.
An affluent Democratic Party.
Yes. Jewish and white.
Yeah.
Listen to me, Shannon. Back me the fuck up because you have Google at your fingertips. Pull it up on the big screen. Anything you can start pulling this shit up, Shannon. I don't gotta ask
Urine
you.
is not sterile.
Jesus Christ.
Even before it comes out of you and gets contaminated by your skin. Yeah. So.
Yeah. How does that,
So
Louis,
stop
translate to
drinking-
not wipe your baby when it pisses himself?
Hey, Shannon. Look up. Do you have to use baby wipes if your baby pees?
Maybe you shouldn't be getting medical advice from the Wendy Williams show. Okay?
It's Yamanika's warm up for Meredith Vieira. Yeah, I'm just saying, if your baby pisses himself, you ain't got to clean it. And Meredith is going to be out in 5 minutes. Urine left on skin cause burn skin right then. You can choose not to use wipes for urine, but you still need to make sure the baby's skin is clean and dry. Well, yeah, skin clean and dry.
Well, baby wipes have alcohol in them, right?
No.
No?
It's just water-based.
Oh, it's just water?
Yeah. I used a dry towel. I swear to God, in all the baby center things, he's never had any issues, never
What's a
had any skin
baby
rashes.
center? Because that might be the issue. You said in all the baby
No,
center
I'm a manager
things.
of a baby basketball team.
Okay.
So I asked the baby
I
center.
think, yeah,
He's very tall.
we go to the baby center. It's a kiosk in the middle of Harlem where I live. They have all the great answers to all these questions.
You drop off a baby, you pick up a baby, they don't ask any questions. It's like they give a penny, take a penny jar.
Baby center.
Yeah. You can use a dry towel. Confirm that. Am I being a bad father, Shannon? Find out. Look up if you can use a dry towel.
Google, is Lewis being a bad father?
Yeah, right.
We'll get to the bottom
Google
of this.
Child Protective Services. Thank you. Just Google that quick.
He's 4.5 now.
Yeah.
It's too late.
Yeah.
I've been abusing my baby with his dirty fucking dick for fucking... Baby wipes only for poop? What does it say, Shannon? What does this whore say? Some fucking idiot on the internet.
It's multiple. It's a forum. So people say wipe for both. Pee isn't sterile once it leaves the body. Blah blah blah. Urine can cause rashes on the skin and burns. So they're suggesting to use wipes on the baby for pee as well.
Really?
Yeah, clean your baby would be the rule of thumb. Just clean the child.
I'm telling you right. This also isn't just me. We have plenty of parents that we...
Oh, I don't doubt
Parents
it's not
are
only
fucking
just you.
retarded, though.
I get it's not only you. I've been on the subway.
No. Shannon, if this is the truth, do the research. If it's the truth, edit
People
all
are
of
stupid.
this
Remember
out.
that story a couple years ago with that vegan couple that went to prison for
Right.
neglect because
Yeah.
they're like, "Oh, our baby doesn't need protein."
Yeah.
and they just fucking died.
Our
They
baby
killed
is
it.
also an ethical
Yeah.
vegan.
Yeah.
Right.
He loves Bambi.
Well, people do that with their
We
pets, which
raised
is
it on-
crazy. Look up
Yeah.
vegan pet food. That exists.
Yeah.
I swear to
Just
God.
emaciated dogs and cats walking
Oh,
around.
yeah.
Yeah,
Vegan pets have a life expectancy of 6 months.
Yeah.
That is hilarious.
That's
Dude,
it.
a cat needs protein.
Yeah.
A cat
The
will
i-
fucking die.
The
if it
idea that a
doesn't get-
cat could die because it's a vegan
Look
is
at this, look at
one of the
this.
funniest things
Yeah.
I maybe have ever heard.
They have vegan fucking pet food. There's no way it's healthy.
Vegan pet. I mean, this is...
That's crazy. Look at how unhappy the pets on the fucking
V
covers
dog.
look.
V dog is what I call my trans friend.
They love it. That's their gender pronoun.
What's up, V-dog?
Yeah. How do you identify? I identify as a V-dog. Are you a man or a woman? I'm a V-dog, actually.
Yo, so my boy V dog got jined up, dude. He got his shit turned inside out.
That's a black tranny. It's a V-dog.
That's my V dog right
Yo,
there.
V-dog. What's funny, Lil Duval. This is the Guess the News. Guess the News, Shannon.
It's time for another edition of Guess the News.
I have to know more information. I shouldn't have read just this headline. From the headlines that I've read, this man is innocent. He is the victim.
Man, these guys don't know shit.
All right. Lil Duval. Is Lou Duval a comedian or a rapper? I think he's a comedian. I'm almost positive
I think
he's
he's
a comedian.
in music.
What do you think, Nick?
What's that?
Lil Duval.
I think he's just some mentally enfeebled man. People are singled out.
A mongoloid.
Yeah.
I think he's in the music business, or he's in a part of comedy that like overlaps into the music business.
I think that he's a comedian. 'Cause
Okay.
I've seen his name on shit, I feel like.
Yeah, I don't think I. Okay.
Shannon, what is he?
I think.
He's a comedian. He used to be on a Guy Code. And
Never mind.
Okay. Yeah, I'm wrong.
Yeah. I would have not have guessed that was.
I'm sorry.
He's comic. Okay.
I feel like a dick. Why are we
That's
making
okay.
fun of a comic? You know the code.
Yeah.
We
Guy
never go
Code?
after
This is on
comics,
episode 3 of Guy Code.
It's comic code.
Yeah.
Is Lil Duval running for something?
Well, I'm not making fun of him. We're talking about it.
Yeah.
Okay? To be honest with you, my opinion on after we watch the video. Shannon, pull the video. and cut the
I just
video.
feel bad doing like I don't know who the fuck this is to a comic if I don't really know who they
Oh,
are.
that's the problem.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
have a problem. Okay, I get it. Well, you don't know who it is. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, I know.
It's not your fault.
You probably
no
doesn't
matter
know who
what,
you
no
are
matter
either.
what, it sounds like
I don't think there's no problem with that. You don't know who a comic is. It's not like he's a fucking household name. I think he's pretty famous. How many Twitter followers does he have? I judge everyone based off of their Twitter followers.
Yeah.
That's the level of fame.
Nobody knows who anybody is anymore.
Yeah.
You know, it's just we're not living in a world where nobody's on the same page.
How many?
Yeah. Did you still
800
get this when like
800
somebody will say they like comedy and then
Yeah.
they say do you like Bob Newhart? Like, throw something
I asked
out.
somebody in Long Island. This was a guy at a Long Island club recently. I'm like, who are like the new comics you like? He goes, Ray Romano. I was like, yeah, yeah, sure, of course. I'm the idiot for not, you
Ray
know.
Romano.
Why would I even
Yeah, he
ask?
did New Faces in what 1982?
Yeah, he's worth hundreds of millions of dollars right now. He has a residency in a Vegas theater where he just walks on stage and a casino
He's
watches him.
67 years old.
How many Twitter followers does Lil Duval have?
853,000.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's doing great.
He's famous.
How do I not know who this person is?
He's
'Cause
one.
he-
He's in that group.
Now
Of,
I'm this
as soon as
guy.
you hear-
Charlemagne the God. That group.
Yeah, what
Yeah.
happens as soon as you hear Lil, you check out.
Yeah.
You're like, you're not like, I don't want to know what else that
Little
guy does.
Uzi. There's a lot of littles.
Not in comedy,
Lil
though.
Debbie.
In,
The original.
Nick really is getting fat.
I am, dude. Dude, I gotta get control of this shit. I was
Yeah.
doing okay, and then I went on vacation for 2 weeks.
Just start working
Where'd you
out.
go?
I went to Puerto Rico and then San Diego.
I got
that's like
fat
not-
in Puerto Rico once too, because all salty, fatty foods, all those fucking plantains, potatoes.
well, the thing was,
rice.
I got fat as shit like working in LA, and then I was back for a month, and I was pretty consistent with going to the gym and eating right. But then taking 2 weeks off of the gym when you're only a month in, it's like you might as well just erase that fucking.
You got to start
month.
eating authentic Chinese food.
Yeah.
Like I said, broth.
I mean, I know how to eat clean.
Let's
and
get a
shit.
workout
It's
in,
just
bro.
It's just
Do it.
fucking it's just a pain in the ass to
A little
live
keto?
of chicken
You
and
know what you
broccoli.
gotta do? You
for-
gotta fucking disconnect from food even tasting good and just going, I'm just putting
I know
food
how
in
to
my
do
body.
it, man. I've always
yeah, everyone
been able
knows. Like
to-
that's the thing. Is like nobody's like a mystery. It's not like a mystery. You know.
Some
it
people,
is.
for some
Like,
people,
oh,
it
don't
is.
eat this cupcake.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, no, look, some people don't know.
Some people
the
don't-
problem is
yeah.
you're blindly running. Here's the thing, right? You get demotivated because you go, I think I'm supposed to not eat sugar or bread. I hear
Yeah.
carbs, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
But you don't see results immediately. It takes like 3, 4, 5 months to really see results.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, you'll see results after a month if you're fat, but like anybody like you, it would take you 3 months to really see a difference.
No,
Yeah.
for me, I like for whatever reason. Maybe it's because I like used to lift weights all the time, but usually a month and a half in the gym.
You're like really, you see a huge difference.
like in a month I can like completely.
Yeah,
change
for
the
me
way I
too.
look.
I'm like a month in and I could be shredded or I could be fat. It's
but
just,
then it's extremely diminishing returns after that.
yeah. Well, that's the other. You got to keep motivated.
You got to get addicted to it, right?
Yeah.
In a
yeah,
way.
yeah.
You have to get addicted to it. You also have to keep yourself motivated. You got to change it up. The problem is people do the same thing over and over again. Then you've lost all the weight. People stop complimenting the way you look.
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
you're like, whatever.
Who gives
that's
a shit,
that's why
right.
I fucking yo-yo and go back and forth.
Yeah.
I
But
only
pull
had
up this
like
video.
abs one time in my life, and it took like 6 months to get to that point.
That's all
where-
diet, dude. You can
What's
have
that?
abs in 2 months.
I know, but it was like 6 months of dieting.
Crunches 3 days a week, 50 crunches.
I
200
never
crunches
did
every
direct
morning.
ab work.
Every morning, do 100 crunches,
Yeah.
right? Or like every other day, and eat clean for a month. You'll have fucking ripped abs.
I
You're
guess
not,
maybe
not a fat guy.
Yeah, but I'm pale and I'm like hairy.
Tim,
so
you
it
will
doesn't...
need a sword to
I
get
can't.
abs.
I don't even want abs. I don't even like abs. I think abs are strange. When I see abs, I can start to get nervous.
No, I know. We all do.
Nah,
You know, I'm
dude,
like,
we just
so-
got the ideal.
I like.
look-
You know what I do? I like a guy that has the beginning of abs. like that are just poking out. I think
Yeah.
that's attractive.
Those are abs. What the fuck?
Well, that's what I mean. I don't mean like,
That's
but like
what
an
it is.
an 8-pack to me it's a lot.
You like to think it's like
It's too much.
You like to think it's 6 dicks poking.
Yeah,
out
when
the
you
stomach.
see like 6 or 8-pack and it's really
Yeah.
shred, it's like it's too
too
much.
much, a little veiny. I get it.
It gets a little weird.
So look, pull up this little Duval video. This is what he said on the Breakfast Club, which is Strong Him in the Gods morning show.
Discussing.
I'm just doing my thing. Shout out to all the trainees out there.
You can't say that.
That's crazy. Transgenders.
So say you met a girl and she didn't tell you she was a transgender.
That ain't a girl. I met a boy.
And after
That means
4
I met a
months-
boy.
After 4 months, she told you I had sex, and then after
We not having sex. We not having sex.
Yes, after 4 months, y'all had sex, and she said, Duval.
This might sound messed up, and I don't care. She dying. I can't deal with that.
that's a hate crime.
I can't do that. Nah, dog, you manipulated me to believe in this thing. My mind, I'm gay now.
I do think
I'm gay.
No, you're not. She's a
No,
woman.
no, I'm
It
gay.
happened to Richard Pryor. And
Nah,
he's a great
yeah, he
comedian.
cool with that. He was cool with that. He said,
So there's more of it. I'm sure.
I think in
Go
the
listen to
beginning it was logical,
Yeah.
and then the murder is a lot. The beginning was seemingly okay. I was like on board. I'm like, all right,
What I loved is he says she dying, so he didn't misgender.
right. He did.
Well,
Even
at
in
that
that
point, he had
last
to respect it. He
moment,
was like, yo,
like I'm gonna respect your pronouns, but I'm putting
yo,
this kitchen knife
this
into your
V Dog
fucking skull.
is dead.
Yeah.
Dead.
V Dog, how could you play me like that?
I thought it was weird. The name was V Dog, but I still was with you, and now I gotta kill V Dog because I'm gay. That's a great fucking.
Here's the deal, right? I'm gonna defend Lil Duval here.
Okay.
I found the defense here. I always like to take the fucking.
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
You
The
can
asshole
you
opinion.
I understand defending him, but then it's like I can't imagine that being my response. Like if
Right.
I was fucking somebody for 4 months, I found out they were trans, it would just be like, I guess
Well,
I
they
didn't
didn't say
think
you're
that they
fucking
were
them.
that good at surgery. I would be mad at myself. I would like, well, not mad at myself, but it's like I would be surprised that I wouldn't be able to tell. You know?
Well,
because
here's
I
the
didn't think
deal.
that they were that good
Well,
at.
no, none of us are like. I mean, you're gay, so you'd be like, yes, thank God.
I don't think so.
If
If
you're fucking a chick,
if I was sucking a dick,
and you found out it
and
was
I
another
found out that dick
was actually thigh meat.
was yeah.
Thigh meat and ankle
Yeah.
vein.
this tastes mysteriously like Play-Doh.
Yeah. If I was like, oh, this was the excess flesh from your thigh fashioned into a cock,
Would you be upset?
I would gotta kill him
Would you-
because I'm straight now. Now I'm straight. I gotta kill him. I gotta choke that motherfucker. Him. I will choke him,
Okay, you're
to
very
death. I
respectful.
want to watch the life leave his eyes because now I'm a straight man.
But wait a minute. When the spirit's leaving his body, is it now a woman's spirit or is it a tranny spirit?
Oh,
First of all, when you say leaving the body, you mean going down, not up.
Fred, they're going to
Spirit
hell.
is not going up. It's going through the ground and
Clearly going to hell.
floating down the river Styx.
You mean the Hades?
Yeah.
When they get on the boat to Hades?
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Where they get to live with all those other Greek weirdos.
Yeah.
The fucking demon just fucking grabs his spirit by the mouth and pulls it
Grabs
down
it by
to hell.
the dick.
Yeah.
Would you? Well, does this?
It's this thing's fault. And then pulls him all the way.
Does the tranny in the spirit life have that dick now? I don't think so.
Oh, it is-
I think it's back to its former self in its old physical form,
you
but
think-
now
Well,
glowing
no,
like
we
the
learned from the
Patronus.
movie Ghost, you keep your mom genes when you die and go to
Right.
heaven. So you certainly would keep your
You keep your
facsimile
dick?
penis.
No.
Yeah.
I think, will we ever get to a place where we're that progressive in society where somebody can turn around and go, my cock was neck fat. That's what it was. It's collagen and neck fat, and it's a dick.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think we're already there.
We're probably there. I mean, I don't know. There's a tranny thing.
The problem
Yeah.
with defending this guy is it opens you up to saying that, like, if he was taken advantage of in that situation, then anytime you've told a woman you make a lot more money than you do when you fucked her, then that
Right.
was rape.
Well,
that
I've never done
justifies-
that. I don't look. I don't.
Well, it's hard to do it
I
on a
don't-
skateboard.
Yeah, right.
course.
Exactly.
Pull up on a skateboard.
I don't think any woman is assumed, like, is
Yeah,
that Goldman or is it Sachs?
Yeah,
Which
yeah.
one is that
Yeah.
guy?
First of all, that's not true.
How
When
many buildings do you own?
I went to Norwood with Michelle. I showed them
Yes.
the skateboard. It makes me seem richer than everybody.
Well,
that's
yeah,
a
they
funky
probably think
club
you're
of
some tech
artists.
retard.
Yeah, they think.
Yeah,
I'm
they
some,
think
like,
you like.
Like,
you came
oh,
up
he
with
came
some
up
app.
with an app, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm just skateboarding on a fucking miniature skateboard everywhere. So there we go. This is what would play as the tranny body is going down to hell.
You shouldn't have shamed God in the way that you did with that doctor. What were you trying to prove in San Francisco? Everyone feels weird sometimes.
Yeah, let's put the video on the screen, Shan. You could always pull it up on the screen, Shan. Anytime we're playing something, just pull it up. This is great. I was such a kid, I had no idea that Eazy-E died of AIDS.
Really?
In this video. Like, I had no idea. Thought it was just police violence. So.
Well,
they
AIDS
raped
is,
him. and
AIDS
then
is
he
a
got
type
AIDS.
of police violence.
It's when they injected him with the dirty AIDS needle. That's
Yeah.
like a theory, too, that Suge Knight injected Eazy-E with a dirty AIDS needle.
I'm not up on those like rap conspiracies, but there's so many of them and they're great.
But here's what's fucked up.
I
is,
wish
like,
I knew more about.
Isn't it so much easier to just shoot a guy in the head? Like you're going like
it's so much less fun.
You have a surgical needle. Like what was the scene? Was it? What's that movie?
Yeah.
In the '80s where they injected him with the little dude. Was Dennis Quaid?
This is your mother. You talk about your mother at Christmas. You talk about Christmas morning at the Gomez house when your mother injected herself.
Oh, it wasn't a
And
movie.
then
I'm sorry.
She popped her last balloon. That was.
You know, with Martin Short.
I'm trying to think.
Martin Short movie, and they shrunk Dennis Quaid down to microscopic, and they injected him in his body. Meg Ryan was in the movie.
And it's called You've Got AIDS? with Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan.
It's a fun romp.
Ooh, you've got AIDS.
It's infectious.
That's how they should tell you.
Yeah.
You just get a fucking bling.
Yeah.
I think that's how they do it. You can get an AIDS test now at CVS. Like it's
Inner Space. Thank you.
Inner Space. Classic film Interspace.
Inner Space. Not
You know.
Not
Oh,
Interspace.
yeah. Why
of
didn't I?
course. I apologize. That big budget blockbuster Inner Space.
Yeah, that was a fucking big movie back in the day. First of all, that's an all-star cast for whatever year it was. I don't know about the year.
That's an all-star
1987.
cast.
What?
87.
1987. That's an all-star cast. Dennis Quaid. Give me
My favorite arguments so far have been I learned this at the baby center, and this was an all-star cast. These are my favorite poor person arguments Lewis has made. But there are stars.
This really fucking was. Yeah, pull up the fucking trailer. This is a great movie. They use this in every movie.
Test pilot Tuck Pendleton wants to make history. Supermarket clerk Jack Putter needs a vacation.
Jack, you're late.
Pause it
That's
for a
not
second.
good. You know it's coupon.
Here's what's funny because as a kid, I watched this movie, and I don't remember him being a fucking loser supermarket clerk. I remembered him being an adult that was living life. He ends up
Well,
fucking.
in fairness, when you were a kid, a supermarket clerk was an adult living life.
No, I'm
that
saying
was-
but no. My mom worked in a supermarket.
Right.
She worked in ShopRite.
Right.
Literally, this is
Cutting people's hair. She just wandered around the aisles and ShopRite. Get this bitch off me. She keeps trying to cut my hair.
Give me $5, baby.
Get this dirty spick out of here. She's trying to. I'll make you fashionable. Look at my son. Look at his head. I did that.
Child Protective Services comes and they accidentally take a pineapple away. They
Lewis
can't
is
figure out
stealing
the difference between the
Entenmann's
two.
while his mother makes a scene at the deli counter. Some lady's just ordering turkey. Lewis's mother starts shampooing her head.
Why would you go spend $30 on a haircut? What I'll do it for $5 right now, baby. My mom was trying not
That's
to
why
hook.
this is your favorite
She was
movie.
doing her best
It's
not
because
to hook.
it's a grocery store worker that gets to keep his job, and it's a story about a man that goes into a needle and becomes a superhero. It's subconsciously, you just
amazing.
wanted to have your mom's love,
Yeah.
and to be as important as that fucking needle.
Yeah.
Continue to play it.
Lieutenant Pendleton is about to be miniaturized, placed into this needle, and then injected into this rabbit.
Oh man, this is telling us so much.
This is amazing.
They really spelled it out.
And Tuck's about to get a new destination.
He's supposed to go into a rabbit.
Inside Jack Putter.
I'm in a man.
Hello, can you hear me?
Hold on, pause it for a second.
Now,
It was funny, they in the trailer they did it they had the doctor in the movie actually. He's in an elevator, and the dude comes up behind him and pokes him in the butt.
It's amazing that this one got made, And 2, that this is the
We have
film.
to, I gotta use the scientific term, miniaturize him.
Yeah, put him in a needle and then inject him into a rabbit. Why again? Wait, what?
To explore the rabbit's body through the eyes of a miniature spaceship man.
Oof, okay.
That was an episode of Magic School Bus too. They go,
Yeah, it
they
really-
go into Carlos, I think.
Yeah.
When he's like out for a sick day,
He's
they won't
jerking
just
off
let
at
him
home all
get.
day. Every time I was home from sick from school, I spent my entire day jerking off.
Yeah.
So Carlos is just beating off to like Channel 7 News all morning.
This is amazing.
All right, you can continue.
Jack's got twice
I've
the
never even
problems.
heard of this movie. You know, it's one of my
But
favorite
he's
movies.
double the man.
Clifford, I love.
With
Clifford
That's when I
is
knew
on his
Michelle was an
side.
idiot because I showed her and her 11-year-old son Clifford, and they didn't like it.
Michelle
I'm
who?
Like, oh, we have a friend Michelle, and I'm like, oh,
One of
the
Aaron's victims?
Well, no, it's the producer of Ha the Musical. Are you
okay.
not aware? Ha the Musical, you know, like Inner Space. And she didn't like Clifford. I'm like, how do you not like Clifford?
Yeah, no, it's like one of the best.
I love
comedies
Charles
ever made.
Grodin. I love that guy.
Yeah.
I love that guy.
Yeah.
He's great, and he's also like
He's like the best version of myself.
He's
that I
also
could ever
like
be if I
70,
lost weight.
75 years old when
I
that
know,
movie
he's-
came out.
yeah,
He's
he
that
looks
guy. That's a
young.
guy that doesn't fucking age.
He doesn't age.
look,
Charles Grodin's probably 286 years old right now.
Right.
Here's how I'm gonna do. I'm not defending Lil Duval saying that he's gonna kill a tranny. Okay,
Yeah.
obviously. What I'm gonna say though, here's the defense I'll give him. Okay.
What if little Duval got injected into a tranny? They put him in a needle. They injected him into a tranny.
Number one, okay.
The defense is he's a
you're-
comedian. Why the fuck do you give a shit?
Yeah,
what he's
why does
saying?
anyone care?
Well, here's the thing. Before he wasn't joking. So that's the thing. It's a little different, right?
You're always every comedian's always.
We're always joking.
We're
That's a
always
fucking
joking.
Great defense. That's what I'm gonna say. When
No,
they
we
come
all.
after
I mean,
me.
seriously, we are always kind of joking.
Well, I understand this. This did not.
This is not like something a senator said.
Hold on. Let's just call a spade here, okay?
Yeah.
Well, we are.
Now you get in trouble for that.
He wasn't.
Did Lewis
That's what I call the morning.
calling
the,
Little
the
Duval
morning-
a spade.
Yeah, little Duval. I think we.
What is that show called again? The Breakfast Club?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I call it.
No one ever eats breakfast on the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you watch it,
Well, they always
it's not
get
a
there
waffle
late.
to be seen.
Yeah,
They're too late. They always miss breakfast.
They have Burger King breakfast.
yeah.
It's a show's called "Are You Still Serving Breakfast?"
Yeah, these French toast sticks are fire.
They,
What do you think of them, V Dog?
yeah,
This is right before he kills V Dog.
yeah. V Dog, you a bitch, right? Like 100%. You 100% bitch, right? All right, here's these hash browns, but don't fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, V. Yeah, first of all, Burger King breakfast still the best breakfast out of all of the fast
Jack in the
foods.
Box. Jack in
I
the
don't know if I've
Box
ever
is
had
the
it.
Jack in the
fucking
Box.
best.
I
yeah.
will be honest.
That's
with
what he
you.
did to V Dog right before he killed him.
I was a
made me Jack
McDonald's
in your
guy,
box.
but I've been converted
King-
to Burger King.
Burger King breakfast dope. The French toast sticks are legitimately.
They are so good.
They changed the game.
I
dog.
think they invented those, or maybe
Yeah.
I'm totally wrong.
No, they
I
had
mean,
to.
I think they
fucking
invented those.
Jack in the Box has
No,
this
some
breakfast
poor black
burrito.
woman cut one piece of French toast in 4 slices.
She didn't get any
and gave
credit
it to her kids.
Yeah, she didn't get any credit.
And then
4 white Jewish guys were like,
French
these
toast.
are French
Yeah,
toast
yeah.
sticks.
French
French
toast
toast,
sticks.
by the way, another thing that the French can't keep their fucking name off.
Yeah,
of.
it's
Right,
true.
they can't keep their mouth shut.
The best of the toast.
Just fucking call it
Tell
something
me better
else.
toast than French toast.
None.
Cinnamon toast is good, but it's not as good.
No,
better than
cinnamon
French
toast
toast?
is French toast without a
Without
missing
all the
ingredient.
awesome shit.
That's fair.
Without the
There's
egg,
still cinnamon
without
in
the
French
syrup,
toast.
without fucking.
Texas toast.
Texas toast is good.
What is
It's a good
Texas
toast.
It's
What
just
is
garlic
officially-
bread. It's just
It's garlic bread.
It's
It's
thick
just-
garlic bread.
Yeah, it's thick
But Texas
garlic
does the same dumb shit France does.
Yeah.
But that's the only thing Texas has ever invented.
Texas fries.
Yeah, Texas barbecue
Texas
and
kissing.
Texas toast.
Sweet
Right.
kiss your sister.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not a Texas thing. That's a West Virginia thing.
The American military. They've got a few things going on.
So
Six
here's what I'm
Flags.
gonna say
Six
about Lil
Flags
Duval.
is a Texas
Let
thing.
me explain about Lil Duval. He's and regardless, I'm not even trashing him for it because I understand this and I don't think we should hold him whether he's a comedian or not. Let's say he's a fucking musician, right? What he's telling us is a story about a woman. We'll call her a woman.
Yeah.
Manipulating him, lying to him, and for all intents and purposes, committing a crime. Probably. I mean, you have to. I have a friend who this happened to specifically. Okay, white guy didn't freak out, wasn't happy about it.
Dave?
I'm not going to say who.
So is Dave.
So, and if this
I
really-
always thought Christine was kind of questionable. I thought they did a good job, but I could see like a skinny skater from Orange County. You know what I mean? With a wig.
So no, but like what this technically is, like if this was a dude using some more like extreme coercion, that's extreme. It's not saying I make more money than I do. It's not. That's like a pretty extreme example of it. it can be looked at as a sex crime. Now, when you look at a sex crime, I mean, women's reaction and the left's reaction to a sex crime, oh, yeah, literally, she would murder that rapist? Oh, of course. Why wouldn't she? She was just assaulted. So that reaction, look, dude, he grew up, obviously, in poverty. I mean, just literally, I don't know, but I'm assuming he grew up in poverty. He grew up in kind of a homophobic community.
Yeah.
You know, he's giving you an honest reaction to something. It's very, very much hypothetical, but it's like you can't really fucking trash a guy for saying, yeah, if I was sexually assaulted by what I consider to be a man, I don't respect your fucking terms for everything.
And the same people...
his reactions, I don't think he means he would literally kill him. I mean, he's being extreme in that example. He probably would beat him up. He probably would freak out.
Yeah.
And by the way, I don't really necessarily think that that's necessarily a crazy
The same
thing.
people-
I wouldn't. I'd be
yeah.
like, cool, now I can keep on fucking you for another few months because I got a new pussy.
The same people that are going to condemn Little Duval for what he said are the same people that think it's appropriate that you should just be able to assault people who have a different view on immigration. You know?
Yes.
Like, these are the same people that are like, speech is violence. Words are violence.
Yeah, the same
Everybody can attack everybody.
We'll go to a fucking, one of
Yiannopoulos
those-
thing and shoot firecrackers into a fucking auditorium. This guy's gonna go fucking speak and be a cunt about whatever.
Yeah.
But that's what he's gonna do.
It's a very good
they're
point.
shooting firecrackers into it because that's okay.
Yeah, and because he has a different opinion
Yeah.
that isn't the popular one, they will trash him. Is there any outrage? Have people been tweeting stuff? Of course they have. Right?
I guess my question, or like, would I take whether he beats him up or not, in terms of like personal displays of violence or whatever? These are things where I don't understand why we have these principled. Hypothetical arguments about it. Like when the punching the Nazi thing came up, I didn't understand that because the conversation was being had by people who have never punched nor been punched in their entire lives.
Yes.
Every time I've been punched in my face, I would love it if I could get punched in the face for a legitimate reason as I'm a Nazi. It's like I think the last time it was because I made fun of the band Sugar Ray. That's the kind of shit you get punched in the face for.
Yeah, but you did call them a bunch of Jews.
I did.
Yeah.
But
My
I mean,
dad punched me in the face, but in fairness, it was because I was a Nazi.
Yeah.
But,
well, you were also disrespecting Lilith.
Well,
Fair.
I was sucking cock at the Lilith Fair, and I said, keep this quiet. I was doing it in the seat.
My point is like, should you kill him or not kill them? You're talking about him acting in passion in the moment. And that's neither here nor there.
No,
the real
Well, I don't
question
think anybody's
is,
saying he should kill him.
if a trans person deceived someone for months on end and told them they were a girl, should they face charges? And that's where you can have a principled conversation because it's about the law and it's about like the way we handle these things. No, I say they shouldn't because you open yourself up to further cases with rape by fraud, which I think is kind of a bullshit sort of thing. It's fucked up to do, but should it be a crime?
Yeah, some of this isn't necessarily.
That's an interesting point
the
though. Like, should that
legality
be a
of
crime?
this. No, I don't think it should be a crime. I think here's the deal. I think that like a lot of these things that are
I
personal.
can't smoke a joint on a street corner, but this fucking she can rape me. Come on.
You should be able to smoke the joint on the
True.
street corner.
That's actually a good point. You're right. It's very weird. If they made
It's also not. It's not rape.
Look, here's
It's
the deal.
not rape. It's some type of coercion, but that's
It's
again
not
that's
rape.
not
It's not
legal.
rape. It is some sort of. It's something.
creepy behavior, but let's say
It's
like
a great doctor.
Yeah,
if it's 4 months, that's what it is. That's a referral. That's a referral
because then
for that doctor. My patient fucked somebody 7 months before he killed her. 7 months.
The doctor is like, all of my patients are in jail for rape. Every single one of them.
That's how good this is.
That's how good this is.
Do you want the primo pussy?
Yeah.
Do you want the one that gets you locked up?
They had to build a special prison for him because they didn't know where to put him. That's how good they are.
So it's just you got fucking duped. You
got.
The punishment is
you fucked a dude and a girl.
You're punished.
But is it even a dude anymore? That's the thing. If you have a pussy,
I also
is
feel
it
like
even
we're
like,
so progressive is because I don't know anybody that would react that way. None of my friends, I should say. I don't know a single one of my friends that would freak out and start physically using violence against that person.
Well, you like the person at that point. You may love the person. It's 4 months.
No,
honestly,
I don't even know their names.
I understand
my honest reaction would be like, okay, that's weird.
Let's say it's one time.
and then
not 4 months. Listen,
okay.
not 4 months. One time, you're like, because
honest
let me give you
reaction.
the scenario. Let me give you the scenario,
okay.
okay? Because this happened to my friend, okay? Not Dave. So, meets this chick at a show, hot chick, smoking hot chick, stripper, okay? Yeah. Goes back to the hotel or whatever. She's like, I need to get my lube. She needs lube, which
So
is the
she
first.
leaves Dave's hotel. You just fuck up telling the story.
So
Dave was talking about the Mises Institute. She got bored.
He kept reading her fee studies.
Yeah. He's talking about Austrian economics. She dried up. No operation in the world. No amount of hormones can save that. So talking about Keynesian. He called me a Keynesian, and it wasn't a tranny, but he started screaming at me about
Whether it's a real pussy or a fake pussy, that pussy's drying up as soon as Dave starts going.
Yeah,
right.
Forget it.
No, it's not Dave. It's another guy.
Yeah,
Okay.
he put on both of the Atlas Shrugged movies.
Listen. So she gets it out of her purse. She puts lube in her puss. Okay. You fuck her. You go, okay, this pussy's a little weird. It's not like a normal puss. Like it's so in your head, you're kind of now going like, I think this is happening. Now, if you have a question right there, you know.
Right.
Okay. If you have any questions, you know.
Right,
There's not like, oh, is this a dude? Is this a chick? If you're questioning that in the moment where you're inside of her, you still have the question: is this a dude? There's something. Her pussy's different. Let's just say it's probably a fucking dude. Okay.
Yeah.
You finish the deal, you kind of go like, shit, like you realize, and then let's say in that moment she goes, hey, just so you know, gotcha.
Yeah.
What would you do?
I mean, I would be like, well, fuck it. And then I would think, this is great. I can use this as ammunition anytime anyone says I'm transphobic. I'm going to exploit this moment for my own personal, gain.
Story
even
of
though
the
I'm
podcast.
kind of like a piece of shit. I can say, wow, you can't call me transphobic.
I fucked a tranny.
Exactly.
You can't say tranny. I fucked a tranny.
Yeah,
you should be
there
able to
you
say
go.
tranny if you've had your dick inside of a tranny.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's the thing is we got maybe 2-3 more years where you can still be one of those guys.
Yeah.
Once it's like normalized.
Same thing with the N-word. If you fuck a black,
What would you do?
It'll eventually get to that point where you're not going to be able to use that defense anymore.
What? If you fuck a black, you say the N-word?
No. That one is done. That
Oh.
one's
that's
been
done.
done since the 40s, I think.
You could be married to a black person now. You're still a racist. They'll be like, you're still a racist. I have black kids. No one cares.
That was Thomas Jefferson's defense of slavery.
Right. He was like, I'm fucking a black chick.
I made them all myself. I own them.
Yeah.
Are you fucking kidding?
No one is more
I brought
woke
you
than
into
me.
this world. I can take you out of it.
What would you do? You fuck a tranny, transgendered person. They say, hey, I got you.
Was I? This is the truth. Okay.
What would you
Was I?
do?
Did I come? Was I into it?
I would love to see this episode of that fucking bullshit NBC primetime show.
Yeah.
What would you do?
Yeah, who's that host? That like Native American host?
Oh,
of the
I
show?
forget.
Oh yeah, he sucks.
That guy
Here he
sucks.
shows
Yeah,
up.
That show
It's a-
sucks.
If you don't
I
know what it is,
fucking
it's
hate
a
that
hidden
show
camera
so much.
show where they basically
they're like, we
set
sent
up a scenario.
a Down syndrome person into a restaurant and made him take a shit on the floor.
Right.
And then, but what happens?
Yeah.
What if he's a Muslim?
It's like you
He's
find
wearing
the
a burqa?
wallet and it's got money in it. You can return it. What
That
would you-
actually, one episode of that was one of the best episodes. It's actually the episode that I cite when I want to prove to people that racism is fucking like undeniably real. There's
Yeah.
one where they had two kids stealing a bike, and one was black, one was white. Wearing the same outfit. They basically start picking this lock
Yeah,
on
it's
the
right
bike
after
in
the
a park.
Trayvon thing with the hoodie on. I
Yeah, with
remember.
the hoodie. Yep. And they say, what would happen? Like, how quickly would people intervene
Right.
if it was a white kid or
Sure.
a black kid? And the white kid, comes and does it. And like, I think after like 40 minutes, like somebody goes, "Hey, is that your bike?" And the kid goes, "No, it's gonna be though." And they go, "Okay." And then they walk away. And that's what happens with the white kid. That's the entire thing.
Yeah.
The black kid does it. He goes over to the bike, and within a minute, there's like two white people. "Hey, is that your bike? Get off that bike." Then another two, then another two. And within 10 minutes, there was a fucking crowd around this fucking kid on their phones, calling the cops. It was pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Even black people were doing it. Black people were joining in.
Right.
It was one of the most it was truly like
Now
eye-opening.
let's
It'd be
do
funny.
it.
You'd be funny.
Let's do it with white trannies and black trannies and see how quick.
That's how that show progresses. By the way, they needed an act 3,
Right.
and that was it.
They need
That's
to
it.
combine two things
Right.
Yeah.
It'd be
in
great.
order to...
I would
Yeah.
love to see like a shot of like George Zimmerman huffing and puffing, and he's pushing Trayvon's body off of him. And then the host of that show, Lucas Quinoa, or whatever the fuck his name is, he's got a camera guy behind him. He's like, let's go. Let's get out of here. Get the shit. Shh, don't say anything to anybody. Let's just get out of here.
Yeah. Don't let anybody know.
We weren't here.
Yeah. Delete the footage. Delete it all.
Get rid of it.
Get rid of it.
Hide the extra Skittles. Give that white extra his Skittles back. Tell him to get out of here.
Every episode, every big racial crime in the past 2 years
It's been that show.
What would you do?
No. Put the cigarillos back.
The what would you do outtakes?
Yeah.
This is the cop strangling Eric Garner. What would you do if you saw a cop strangling Eric Garner?
Right.
Nothing. We would watch a black man die.
Yeah. They asked that host, they're like, did you tell Michael Brown to storm a cop car? Did you tell him to play chicken? Did you tell him to play chicken with a cop car? He'd be like, yeah, in the moment it seemed like a great idea. He was a big guy. Man
He
versus
thought this would be
machine.
good for his reel.
It's just fucking.
He said he was going to be on burn notice.
A couple of fucking young writers are sitting there like, we don't know. Suba Agarwal's going, I thought it'd be funny.
Suba's like, damn.
Damn.
Yo, that nigga crazy. Oh, fuck me. Holy shit. What would I do? Look, if I just came in this fucking
I love how you
tranny.
need, in any hypothetical, you need 9 other pieces of information. You're like, did I come? Was I enjoying it? Was it a day's in? Was I calm? Did I pay for the room? Was there a breakfast? Is it continental or a buffet?
Am I trans at this point?
Yeah.
Have I had the surgery myself?
Right.
Do I become a gay? Because I'm gay.
Right.
I'm gay now.
Yeah.
Am I gay? No, I would. To be honest with you, I think in the moment, I don't really care. Like, I would probably, under the right scenario, fuck a tranny, or at least let her suck
Right.
me, right? So it wouldn't fuck me up. I would almost like my first reaction, I think, would be like, I don't like being gotten. I don't like being sold. So maybe I'd be offended that she sold
Well, you
me.
do. You're a salesman, and me and you are easily
But I'd
sold.
appreciate it.
We
though.
would appreciate
Afterwards, I'd be like, yeah, honestly,
as angry as we
dude,
were.
her closing technique was incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah. Every rejection I gave her, she was right back there.
Yeah, none of it ends in murder.
Yeah.
I
No.
like
I don't
to
think I'd do that.
imagine the interaction between the dick and the fake vagina is like the ghost of Christmas past. You're coming in to look at all the stuff you've missed, Scrooge.
Well, I almost feel like when you happen upon like a body of somebody who jumped off a building and committed suicide, it's exploded all over the place. Like that's what it's like. That's the experience.
Well, it's a before and after.
Yeah.
It's a meeting.
This is Aaron Glazer's new defense. He's like, I thought it was a man. No. Listen.
Which, by the way,
Yeah.
wouldn't even be that big of a deal.
Right.
He doesn't need a defense. He's done. He won.
He's done. He's fine.
Yeah.
He's great. He's happy. He could be in a cottage one day with a family going, I could be at fucking some shitty comedy club hosting at 45, but instead I have this beautiful family and somebody's going to go, Daddy, what changed your life? What made everything okay? And he goes, well, son, I was accused of rape. And then it all turned around.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't be angry at this tranny. I think I would just be like, dude, you could have told me. You know, it wouldn't have been that big a deal. Like,
yeah, but you wouldn't have fucked him if you told him.
Maybe not. But maybe, I don't know. How hot is she? Like, it's not a dick anymore. The dick is the thing that really fucks with me. Shannon, can you see if anybody's ever made a porno with a post-op dick and a post-op vagina? Have they done that yet?
Have they?
I mean, if they haven't,
yeah. No,
really...
you know what there is there's plenty of videos of Buck Angel getting fucked by
trannies,
MTF transsexuals.
Yeah.
Male to female.
So it's the dick and the vagina are real. The rest of them are swapped.
Hold on, time out. Buck Angel fucks trannies.
Buck Angel has videos where he fucks MTF.
But the dicks and pussies are real. No, I want the others. Okay, I want the opposite. The dicks and pussies are fake.
Yeah.
That's what I want.
That I don't know. I'm sure they do. I'm sure they have that.
That's crazy.
What if I go to a doctor?
I'm sure a doctor, if you're sitting in the waiting room of a doctor's office waiting to get a procedure, there might be a video of that on the screen, like in the waiting room.
What if I go to the doctor and I say, look, I want to get my asshole and my dick swapped so I stop getting kicked out of bars for rolling blunts?
Shit. All right, I want one more thing before we do some questions. Are you guys in a hurry? So I know we're going a little long. I apologize.
I gotta
guys.
piss. But that's
go piss, dude. Don't worry.
No,
You're
it's
good.
all right.
No, because we're going to do this.
Listen, hey, piss right here. Don't wash yourself. It's fine. Because the baby center said.
I got a delicacy I'm whipping up in my pants right now.
Fucking crazy. I want to talk about this really quick. So I guess there was a special needs kid at Yankee Stadium.
I read that quick, and it said, One says Yankee fan calls special needs kid a retard. The second one says highest paid comedians in the world. I read that quick and it said highest paid special needs people in the world. I'm like, that's a fascinating topic.
The king of the fry cooks.
Yeah, I was like, that's a great topic.
Yeah, right. They let him be the clown.
Yeah.
The top of the pay grade.
Listen, pull this up.
He already fits into the shoes.
Yeah. This is a news story.
Man caught on video verbally abusing 4-year-old.
Well, it was supposed to be a fun trip to a Yankee game for a disabled child, but it ended in tears after an adult fan began hurling offensive insults at him. Richard Giacobbe talked with an upset mother in this News 12 exclusive.
This is not how
Child's
Luciano
retarded.
DeMarco wanted to watch his favorite team play ball.
I mean, the way he catches. I mean, I don't know what's wrong with him, but.
And he said, I want to watch the retards. It's sad.
I want.
The little kid said he wants to watch.
Luciano's
Pause it
mom
for a
and
second.
dad,
Luciano's mom and dad are brother and sister.
The kid's not retarded. He's Italian.
Yeah. Why is his name Luciano? What kind of nonsense is that? I mean, talking about making it worse.
Yeah.
You know? We're going to put him in a helmet and call him Luciano.
Isn't Luciano Lucky in Italian?
This is Pavarotti, the retard.
His name is actually Lucky. They named him like a dog, but they just call him Luciano.
Oh, my God. Look at his parents. I'm sorry.
Yeah, play
Liv and
it.
Harrison brought their son to Tuesday night's Yankees game against the Reds. Luciano, who is developmentally disabled and wears a helmet to stop him from banging his head, was then
You can just kick him
berated
down at any time. It's hilarious.
by an adult. Speaking exclusively to News 12, his mom in disbelief.
When he said that, the phone dropped to the floor. He covered his ears and started hysterical crying and shaking while Yankee...
Okay, it sounds like he's not retarded.
Yeah, which is also his response to the word hello. If they had said hello to Luciano, he also would have dropped, shaked, and started crying.
We lost it. The phone dropped. Me and my husband started kissing our fingertips.
Yeah. Why does he have a phone?
Doing the sign of the cross at each other.
Why does Luciano have a phone? Can someone
my
explain that to me?
Immediately punched me in the face twice. I had 2 black eyes that was from that event, not from before.
And said, "You baked this retard. You baked this.
You and your stuffed crust pussy fucked up another Yankees game."
You brought this fucking... He's right. He's right, Diane.
Yo.
He's fucking right.
Why does this guy not...
Sir,
Yeah.
I gotta say I respect you. I respect your honesty.
You tell it like it is. We need more of that in this world.
God bless you, sir. I'm going to
God
buy this
bless
man
you.
a beer.
God bless President Trump. They all put "Make America Great Again" hats on. Why is the guy not punching the dude who's making fun of his child?
Was the dad there?
What a waste of a forearm.
Well,
tag.
the dad's like 5'2".
Imagine going around looking like that and then not punching people in the face.
Right.
There.
Angelica DeMarco says Luciano has sensory issues and doesn't understand social cues, which is why he was part of Friday's Day at Playland for people with disabilities.
So it was a retarded people game that this guy went to, and he said, "What's up with all these retarded people?"
Yeah.
Well, no, he was at Playland. That's a different day.
Yeah, Playland was...
Playland is actually a retarded park. It's a retarded
Is it
amusement
really?
park. Have you ever been to Playland? We did it. We talked about it twice now on the show. Ride Playland is... It's the fucking Down syndrome
for kids
of
that
parks.
feel left out by the intellectualism of Disney World.
Yeah.
Dude, no.
Right.
There's Six Flags where everyone goes. It's within a fucking hour drive of Six Flags.
Yeah.
There's no reason for it to exist.
Right.
We called it up one time. We're trying to get a group rate because it's like $20 to get in anyway.
Yeah.
Dude, we called the office. It's like the phone hasn't rang in years. Like it rang and they were like, "What? What's going on?" They're like, you heard like people running around the office like, "Dude, we got one. We got one on the line."
Yeah.
Dude, it was crazy. We asked them if they had a scrambler. They didn't. They were going to rent us their rides. I was like, "Can we rent some of your rides?" They were like, "Yeah, we can figure it out." Look at it. This is Playland.
It's just like they got a fucking like a water log ride, but the big waterfall is just a faucet hooked up to somebody's head. It's like a big fake head with the and all the water's coming out of his head.
Some ladies cutting people's hair in the fun house without their consent. Can somebody call the police, please? She said it's her salon. She won't leave.
Dude, it's the worst fucking amusement park in the world. And once again, you're a kid, so you see it as like a fucking.
You walk by that swing ride, and there's just diarrhea raining down on everybody. It coats half the park.
Yeah. Everybody has a helmet. It's just a million Lucianos running around.
Yeah.
I still don't understand what happened. This guy just turned around, saw Luciano, and said, "Yeah, you reached."
No, the kid was throwing popcorn at the back of his head or something.
Continue to play the story.
I guarantee you this man sat through 2.5 hours of this kid.
Breaking point.
Just kicking the back of his chair.
With the parents being like, "What do you expect me to do? He's a fucking retard."
Yeah. I didn't know not to take 8 Percocet on the 3rd week. I didn't know.
What?
I had a bad back.
I like wine.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stop drinking wine. I'm fucking Italian. This kid's fucking kicking his back of his chair. You're a faggot. You're a faggot. You're a faggot. You're a faggot. The Yankees suck. The Yankees suck. Good.
He may have kicked a fan seat that was sitting in front of him.
Yeah, he may have stabbed a man in the back of the neck with a pen. He may have done that and then tried to suck his blood and then spit it back in his face.
He continued to pull his penis out and piss all over that man's head, but urine is sterile. I told him numerous times. We don't even wipe him. We learned that you don't have to wipe him, so we don't do it. And then he turned around and he used that slur. Like a fucking spick would. He used that slur against our beautiful baby boy.
Listen, at the baby center, they said Luciano's behavior's normal. Every baby tries to piss on people. Everyone. Even strangers.
Right. Actually, the helmet's not necessary. It's just hiding the shitty haircut he got at the grocery store.
Sir, your wife is a fat whore.
Yeah.
Sir.
Wait a minute, let's see. She knows now she's wrong. I love when people know
By
they're
the way,
wrong.
she's lying. You can see the way she looks
lying,
down.
yeah.
If I'm a fucking detective, and as we know, we kind of are rape
Everybody
detectives.
that talks to the local news is lying. The only kind of people that go on local news interviews are fucking abject, pathological liars.
He may have flung his shit at that man, but it is no reason.
And then I saw the leprechaun. Like it's all those people.
Good. Rewind it for a second because you got to see the lies in her eyes.
Could have acted out at the game.
He may have kicked a fan seat that was sitting in front of us with excitement.
Your Honor, I didn't see the other car.
Yeah. I like when she goes with excitement.
Yeah.
Like it's like he knows you're kicking my seat. Like I give a shit if you're excited or if you're panicked.
This guy paid $470,000 for those season tickets in the parking lot.
Our son was kicking your seat exuberantly.
And they're also just showing this one little, literally it's a 2-second clip. Play it again. Play that.
In a video that has now been seen thousands of times on Facebook.
Pull up the longer video because I want to see what else. I want to see how patient this guy was.
Putting the helmet on this kid. Jesus Christ.
Look at the dad's just embarrassed. He won't talk to the news.
Yeah.
He's also dressed like a piece of garbage. He's on television wearing a wife beater, flip flops, fucking.
Yeah.
Fucking.
He's like one of those guys who's like, I've never been convinced this is my kid.
Yeah, I'm gonna be on TV. I gotta go to Modell's, get some TV clothes. Yeah, I gotta interview my fucking son because someone called him a fucking waterhead.
Luciano, my boy, my boy Luciano.
I love him. I see him twice a year when he's on the news and when we give him.
We bring him to the construction site, but he keeps kicking and yelling, and people. You think it was bad when they call him a retard at the game? The people at the construction, they just smacked the shit out of him.
They fucking locked him in a porta potty and dumped his ass on his head with the backhoe.
He doesn't like the nail gun. They fuck with him. They shoot it real close to him. They're trying to make a man out of him. Luciano, don't be a faggot. It's a nail gun.
Fuck me. Oh, shit. Oh, fuck. Shit. He wasn't even retarded. It's just that his shitty Italian uncles kept on doing this to his head when he was a baby.
Right.
All right. So fucking. All right. Finish the video.
I brought it back so you could see the full part of what he said.
All right. This is all they're showing.
This is not how 4-year-old Luciano DeMarco wanted to watch his
mother in this News 12 exclusive.
Your fucking child's retarded.
He said it very respectfully.
Listen, lady.
That's the guy from Falling Down.
Yeah. It's just that moment. Here's the thing.
You call this a cheeseburger? Why doesn't it look like the one in the picture? Also, your kid's retarded.
Your kid's a fucking retard.
And you know the dad,
also, he didn't say retard. He said retarded.
and the dad just silently nodded like, yeah.
Wait, is a retard different than retarded?
Yes.
A retard is not a real term.
Retards, that's never been like, no doctor was ever like, yeah, your son's a retard. They would say he's mentally retarded, which was like the acceptable nomenclature.
So I should say mongoloided as opposed to.
That would have been great if he said your son's a mongoloid.
They just play the Devo song when you get the diagnosis.
Yeah.
This is my son Luciano. He's a mongoloid.
Yeah, you know what? We love him though. We love him.
We love him.
So here's the deal. I'm sure he was really patient for a long time. Nobody just goes right there to retarded.
Yeah.
But if you're the fucking dad there and you're sitting there and he does that, you have to punch that guy in the face.
You have to.
Because your kid is now going to grow up.
Yeah, but let's be honest. We don't know that that's the dad, bro. That guy was not even in the thing.
Oh, yeah. That's probably not the dad.
That's
the guy,
probably not the dad.
That guy's been getting
I'm not going on
That
fucking.
guy knows her for a week. That guy lied to another girl, and that's why he doesn't want to be on
I
camera
met this
right
bitch
now.
on SoundCloud. She liked one of my raps. So, I got raised. I guess her son's fucked up or something.
Yeah.
I just thought that was his style, you know.
Yo, her son Ludwig or whatever kicks people's seats. And, this dude Ludwig is a problem.
Yo, I thought that helmet was fire. I didn't know he needed it.
Yeah.
Also, we are talking about a white guy.
Yeah, that's
Just
crazy.
want to clarify that. This is a guy who is white.
Dude, look at his
It's me,
stomach.
Bus Stop Willie. Check me out on SoundCloud, MySpace, Bebo, Vbox, every
he's
social
wearing.
media platform.
Yeah,
doesn't
this is
exist
amazing.
anymore.
Look at the way the dad's putting on the coat.
Here's the thing. You know she's a fucking drug addict because there's no way. All right, there's no way she's fucking this guy, has a retarded child, and looks that high. She's very pretty.
This seems like
Very,
Munchausen
very
by
pretty.
proxy where there's nothing wrong with the kid. She's just like, you have to wear this helmet wherever we go.
Yeah. Please, baby, just pretend you're retarded. Your dad's
Yeah.
gonna kill us. She's trying to leave. This is
Yeah.
not without my
He has
child.
sensory
Staten
problems.
Island.
We do lock him in a room with a strobe light every night, but he does have sensory problems. He does, we do have a Guantanamo Bay soundtrack of torture music that we play every night.
I keep hitting him. It's like he doesn't feel it or something.
Yeah.
He keeps doing his shit that pisses me
There's
off.
something about covering him with spiders that upsets him.
That's fucking great. All right, so yeah, I guess fucking, fuck the guy who called him a retard. Either way, no matter what, no matter where it goes, you can't fucking do that to a kid. That's crazy. A child.
Yeah.
If I was there, if I was a person in the area and I watched that happen, I would fucking punch the guy in the face.
Well, that guy's begging to be punched in the face.
Yeah.
That guy's
First of
a
all,
guy, yeah.
strike one, being at Yankee Stadium.
Are you doing all baseball? You do strike one because
No,
of
it's
baseball?
just for fun. Yeah, I guess maybe. Yeah. I didn't even think about it being a pun. but
Yeah.
Thanks.
So, first of all, baseball sucks in general. So
Not that nice.
This guy
that
looks
was
like
fun.
yeah.
that's
that was
what
a good
you're
night.
waiting for. Anytime I've been at a baseball game,
Yeah.
I'm like, I wish somebody would call a kid a retard right
Yeah.
now and liven this
Anytime
day
you're
up.
at a baseball game, you're like, I hope one of these kids has a helmet on.
Yeah.
Well, he looks like some rich asshole who's begging to be punched in the face anyway.
Yeah, he does look like a guy that should get.
The
Would
worst
you
thing.
say
The
something
worst
if
thing.
you saw that happen? Would you say something to the
Probably,
guy?
yeah.
I'd fucking
The worst thing that could happen to that guy is his fucking
I would
Mercedes gets
yeah,
keyed.
I would absolutely say something to the kid if that happened.
Hey,
I
little
would want-
retard,
If I saw
did you hear him?
Hey, retard!
He's a retard. He's a retard.
I
And
love
we have
it.
a
What was
very
this
special
topic?
little
Yeah.
boy in the stands tonight. He's mentally retarded and Italian.
Yeah. I love that you have the topic highest paid comedians in the world. Like, what was that?
Yeah.
Like,
It
what
was-
is
it
that?
was a
we can
list.
talk
We
about
can still
Jeff
talk
Bezos
about
supposed
it.
to do? Yeah, what we're supposed to do with this?
Wow!
Yeah.
Good job, Cedric.
$35 million? Is this a painful topic? You know what I mean?
Yeah, let's get back to the retard.
Yeah. Miranda, wait, who was that? Lily Singh made $83 million on YouTube. It's like, all right.
Yeah, well, I don't know.
I do like Sebastian Maniscalco. I'm glad he's making money.
Is he on that list?
He made $50 million. He's the last guy on the list. $15 million.
It's crazy.
Hey, Shannon, can you just play a really distracting sound effect?
Yeah.
Just for no reason?
Maniscalco is like, and this is not to sound like I'm bragging or whatever, but I opened for Norton, I opened for
Yeah.
Patrice, I've opened for
Yeah.
some of the when I was at Feature
Yeah.
Act, some of like the biggest comics
Yeah.
there are.
Yeah.
Maniscalco is the only person I've ever opened for who's like sold numbers like.
There's something going on with him, and let me tell you something about that guy. There's something, he's connected with a group of people.
Italians.
In a way,
Yeah,
right.
see, people don't know that. At one time, He was little Luciano.
Right, but in like a way
Luciano's
that
gonna
like
grow up to be the best physical comedian in the
sometimes
world.
I like
He has sensory issues.
in spite of sensory issues and helmet.
The stage lights hit him and he just goes into an epileptic performance.
Hey,
yeah,
that's what Sebastian's doing. Sebastian's not even a good physical comic. It's just his body twitching and reacting that way.
Hey, Luciano, show him the seizure thing you're doing.
They're like, when did you decide you wanted to be a comedian? He's like, some guy called me a retard at a baseball game, and then I just started going, check.
Yeah, I'll tell you right. I saw Sebastian Maniscalco.
But I like him because he's not in this comedy nerd clique of like he does his own thing.
Doesn't give
he
a fuck.
fucking says I don't have any friends in comedy. I love that dude.
I saw him in Vegas. Sal Volcano had tickets to one of his theater shows, and it was the first time I had watched a headliner in years and actually like learned something. Like I watched him and I was like, holy shit, dude! Like
wear pants number one. Don't wear camo.
Clean your
shorts.
baby. He did a whole bit about wiping your baby down after he pisses on himself.
He talked about credit. It was really useful.
Yeah. You gotta clean
Wasn't
the
micro
baby.
dosing at a music festival
Yeah,
until 2
right.
hours before the show.
It was interesting the way he approached the business.
Piss is not sterile.
Just take the piss out of the baby's mouth. Stop putting the egg in the baby's piss.
Are you embarrassed?
Maniscalco goes to southern China for a tour and just reacts to the culture. That would be a great special.
That would be amazing.
Just stop killing the little baby girls.
Yeah.
Why do you have 15 families living in the same room?
You're eating an egg and piss.
Yeah, you let the Italians cater to girl sacrifice?
By the way, he's
How
the
about
only-
that? How embarrassing is it?
How about a little 7 fishes while we slit this infant's throat?
Yeah, we're trying to drown this baby. I'm starving. They come around with an egg. They're like, we're eating this egg. It's 1,000 years old.
Let me
I'm
get
like,
some gnocchi,
no,
baby.
I need something to eat immediately. As soon as I get to the
Can
sacrifice.
I maybe have an omelet?
Yeah, come on. I need some garlic bread while I watch this useless twat take her last breath.
A little bruschetta.
Yeah, I mean, come on. You're still doing things with an ox? Aren't you embarrassed? Aren't you embarrassed? You walk around eating rice with an ox? Are you? Isn't anybody embarrassed anymore?
Up next on Comedy Central, Maniscalco does Africa.
You've got AIDS? Still?
Just put the condom on your dick.
Yeah.
Stop cutting the albino's arms off. Just let him take a picture of you. You don't have a soul anyways.
They put a rat trap in the pussy? It's called the rape shield? Have you heard about this? Aren't you embarrassed?
Now, South Africa, there's a nice place.
There's a good place.
That's a good place.
Can you believe
Do we have any Italians from South Africa here? 45-minute standing ovation.
They're selling each other as slaves. Can you believe it?
This is crazy.
Oh, shit, dude.
When the military used to come to your house, it was crazy.
Let's get a couple questions and then we'll get out of here, Shannon. It's been a great show.
Give me a fucking answer. 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 I'm asking you for the answer. It's a question.
All right, you know what's up. End of the show. We answer your questions honestly, as always, on Facebook.com/Louis J. Gomez Comedy. That's the fan page, guys. You got to go to the fan page. Not doing it on my personal page anymore. Ask your questions there. I will post it the morning of the show on Mondays and Wednesdays. Also on Instagram, my new story as well, which I've been crushing it with. And also, you guys can go to my website, GomezComedy.com. Go to the contact page. And you can submit your questions there.
Did you just promote an Instagram story like a show?
Well, no, they can ask their questions. They ask their questions.
I got a tweet coming out around 4:30 that you might want to check out. Like it's just the level of shamelessness is really.
Oh fuck!
I got a Valencia filter covering James. He looks great. He's no retard. He's no Luciano. Go over there and give that a like.
No fuckface.
Maybe a repost.
I asked the question in my story. I posted on the story, right? Fuckface?
An Instagram story. I've been crushing it with the stories.
All right, here we go. Here we go. Ready? Here's some questions. Got it right here. This is a good one. Let's go. Here we go. Here we go. And I got it. What the fuck? Where'd the question go, guys? I promise I'm good at this. All right. Manyan requests.
Question 1 from Luciano.
Can
Can you clean my dick?
Yeah.
My parents won't do it.
Shannon, are there different trains of thought on this? There's no way Beatrice fucking... Look, I didn't do the research. It was my son's mother. She's really great at this
Different
shit.
trains of thought.
Yeah. Like
No,
cleaning...
You mean schools of thought?
In the forum, there were some people that said that they used like dry wipes and that they never had any issues.
The first fuck up is going to a forum.
Yeah.
I can find you a forum that says it's okay to fuck kids.
Yeah.
In fact, there's one
Can
that's
you?
dedicated to it.
Right.
Yeah, okay, this is a good one from Johnny Kicks on the Instagram story. What should I do about my roommate's bum-ass girlfriend who now lives with us? She's at the apartment
Fuck her.
every
Fuck her.
single day.
Have sex with her, fuck her. Tell her you're trans for 4 months and then trick her into
It's also like, wait a minute, how did you have no say in her living with you? Like, what kind of world is this?
Well,
what do I do about this bum-ass girlfriend who now just lives in my home?
Well, no, that's what happens. I understand
Well,
that.
yeah.
Your girlfriend starts showing up every day.
Hey, how about this? Don't have a roommate.
First of all, like if you haven't asked for more money in rent yet, then like it's on you for
You
complaining.
know the answer. You know exactly. You ask for
Yeah,
more
ask
fucking
for more
money.
money, dude.
Here's the thing: you have an amount of space. You can break it down in multiple ways: square footage, bathrooms, water, electrical, that other shit. Right? Break it down. Make him pay another 25% on the rent, something like that. And if he's not willing to, say, dude, she's got to fucking bounce.
She's
She
gotta
can't be here
go.
every day.
She gotta go.
Not every day. She come over, please. You know, especially if she's taking up.
What do we
his
do about
space.
this bum-ass girl and her kid with a helmet that hang out at the house?
Yeah.
She keeps on trying to cut everyone's hair.
Dear Lewis, there's a viral video of me going around calling some fucking disabled boy retarded.
It's my life over.
Yeah.
I love that guy in the video probably doesn't care. Like, he's like, yeah, you're the... Call somebody a retard. He just does one of those. He's like, hey, he's like at his country club. He's like, hey, people got to hear things, you know?
Yeah, well, that's the guy who's like, you think you're going to shame him. Whatever job he has, you can't get
He
him
doesn't
fired
care.
from. You
Yeah.
cannot get that
Yeah.
guy fired.
He's like a slumlord. You know, he owns building. He doesn't care.
He's a professional retard shamer.
Yeah.
That guy makes $300,000 a year.
Yeah, he
You're
doesn't
never going to
care.
get him fired. People who get fired make less than
Right.
$100,000 and they have some type of job with a little bit of
Yeah,
esteem.
they're very
to it.
expendable.
You can't hurt real rich people.
Right.
All right, let's go to the fucking Facebook. Is the internet just fucking horrible in this place right now, Shannon? What?
Everything's working here. I just got a notification.
It's driving me out of my fucking mind.
Cubas got some guy fired. Some guy called Chris Cubas the N-word on Facebook.
Yeah, you got fired.
And, yeah, but then it's like, it's like, well, you're an N-word or whatever, and then you click on his page and it's like Doug Williams at Keller Realty.
Yeah, that's, well, that happened. Isn't that the guy that with Patton Oswalt too? Like somebody said something about Patton Oswalt, tweeted Patton Oswalt, but his wife.
Yeah.
And then I think that guy was a realtor who got fired.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not on board with ever getting anyone fired from any
Me
job
either.
for any reason.
I think it's weird for a comedian to go through the steps of getting somebody fired.
I don't think Patton did. I
If you're
think
calling somebody a
else did.
nigger on the internet and you
Yeah.
have a real job and you have it connected to your real job, you're an idiot and you deserve to be fired.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like you're. What do you
He's
want
an
to say?
idiot. He's
Like,
an idiot,
You're
but
a
it's
fucking
not my
moron.
place to get somebody
No,
fired.
I'm not spending my time trying to get that person fired unless
Right.
they directly affect my life in a way where I'm like, oh yeah, well this person has to be fucking taken out.
It
you
also
know?
sends the message that the best punishment is economic punishment, and that just like locks us into a broken
cycle
system.
of
Yeah, especially considering that economic success can change people.
Do you know who
it can
also
make people
felt that
better
way?
people and
Scrooge. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
like
you can do fuck up shit when you're younger and then grow up, make some money, have some things on the table, and change who you are.
Yeah.
People go to prison, they should get out, and you should put them back into a system where they can make money and be economically productive. You don't want to take away that ability because then what are they going to do? They're
Well,
gonna
also the
become
flaw
criminals again.
in calling someone the N-word online is that like it's not necessarily that he's racist, because there's plenty of people that are racist. The
he's
problem
right.
is that he can't control his temper.
Yeah.
And that's the problem with
Through
that.
the editing process as well.
Yeah.
Because right now, somebody's walking down the street, you get into a thing with somebody, you might say something racist just to try to cut at them and get at them in the moment, right? Maybe your bigotry or your insecurities or whatever comes up from the past, and you have that moment. We've all had that moment where we say something we don't really mean, or maybe we do mean it in the moment, right?
Yeah.
But when you go
I don't know.
online and you can edit,
I wouldn't say that I've like crossed the line when I've been angry into that, because I don't go there. My trouble is that if I think something is funny, I'll do it regardless of what the consequences
Right,
are.
of course. Well,
And that
that's-
gets me in trouble more than
it's never going to get you in trouble because your brand that you built for yourself is somebody who says shit.
I
That's
would
fucked
call
up.
Luciano
You
a wop.
nobody's untouchable. You can always.
It's not untouchable's not the thing though. It doesn't matter because you might lose some dumb gig because you said some stupid shit.
Yeah.
But you wouldn't have gotten that gig in the first place. That's what I would say about
know your
myself.
intentions. They know who you are. You know,
Yeah.
there's something about I know you're trying to be
But
funny.
people love to misconstrue shit and fucking break. Like,
Doesn't matter, though.
Chapo was just in trouble this last week because Will did some interview where he's talking about like establishment, fucking liberal media class people, and he's like, you need to get it through your fucking heads that you are wrong. Your system is broken. You need to bend at the knee and come over to the left.
Bend at the knee, got him.
He said bend at the knee,
Oh, wow.
and they were like, he's talking about raping women.
Wow. Oh my God.
Which is like so
But
obviously
those
not what he's
people
fucking
will
saying.
never ever like. I was somebody.
Well, that's
who
the
said
problem.
something
Is
the other day,
he's on the wrong side. We're not on the wrong side. He's on the wrong side to be using freedom of speech.
It's not the wrong side.
No,
what it is
to
he's
be-
part of the media world instead of the comics world.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
And it's like they're always going to be those kind of
Yeah,
petty,
you're gonna be held to that
shitty
standard. So
people.
we literally every time somebody ever says, "Hey, dude, you said the N-word, you said fag, you said whatever," like, I'm kidding. All right, let's move on.
People
Let's
try
move
to
on.
do it with me all the time
Yeah.
because they have like association with them just by being friends with them.
Yeah, yeah.
Even though I'm like I've never aspired to be any kind of journalist or pundit or
No,
anything.
and I
in those
think
regards.
comics should be able to have, because what we're generally trying to do is make people laugh, whereas people in that arena are trying to
do politics.
Yeah, illustrate a point of view. That's a
Yeah.
whole different thing. The problem is that you have a lot of comics right now that are like, well, I'm not really funny.
Yeah.
What's my in? Oh, here's what I'll do. I'm gonna be somebody who's like.
And then
the
they're like, "Oh, I
pathway-
guess I'm going to be smart." And then they
Right.
go, "Oh, I'm not. I wasn't smart either."
Yeah. Yeah.
I guess I'll tell
Right.
people I was sexually
Oh, shit,
assaulted.
I'm-
Right.
All right, let's last question because this has been a fucking great show, but it's a long one. We got to wrap up.
Check out Lewis's tweet, by the way.
Yeah, guys, his new Instagram story is hitting the gram pretty soon.
Go fuck yourselves.
It's him at a Yankees game.
Yeah. Yeah, it's him wearing a helmet, screaming into a mirror.
Let's see. This is good. This is good. This is good.
He may have kicked a chair in excitement, but
All right.
nothing else.
Matthew Lane wants to know, what should I do? The girl I've been seeing for several months is super in love with me, and I'm still waiting to see how this quote-unquote relationship is going to develop. She's putting in work at my house, cooking and cleaning, but I still have things that bug me about the whole thing. Thanks.
Well, without knowing
That's
what
tricky.
those things that bug you are, kind of tough.
She's got a dick.
Okay,
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to kill this bitch.
Yeah.
I just found out she's been a trainee the whole time.
Yeah, I mean, ask her
Sign
for
will
more
do
rent
well.
money. Ask everyone in your life for rent money.
Yeah.
That's what I do.
She's putting in work.
First of all, I'm not going to enact the emotional labor to interact with other human beings. You
I
know,
wonder
it's
if-
not my job to educate people.
If
so-
we ask $5 from everybody you know,
which I do.
do you think you could get it? How many people would say, like, if just as an experiment, you go, like, on everybody you know in every interaction. I know thousands of people through, like, Facebook.
That's
and through,
literally just panhandling. It's what homeless people do. It doesn't work.
Lewis is like, what if I was
What if you? What if
homeless?
for a second you just sat in the middle of Times Square
Yeah.
and asked everyone you saw for change?
Yeah. It's a really bad strategy. It's not a good long-term strategy.
Would you think that's a good business idea?
It heavily relies on the uncertain and unknowable aspect of what people are willing to give to. You know.
listen to me. I'm saying you make it like an experiment.
No.
To see
The
how many
answer is
people-
no.
What, it's not a yes or no question. You can just go no to a not yes or no question.
You wouldn't make any money.
I think you could. I bet you I could fucking convince 1,000 people to give me $5.
That's the shit I used to think
Yeah,
about.
but then
when
you'd
I was,
only
like,
have
in-
$5,000.
Yeah, in
This is the
first
way
grade.
poor people think. I'll for 10 years ask everyone I know for $5.
Yeah.
And then at the end of that, I'll have $875.
Yeah, that's literally nothing.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
This is, you
What I'm saying is that it's sustainable to live off of their stuff. I'm just wondering how many people would kick in that money.
I think it's a much better idea to start a hair salon.
Yeah.
What if you just opened a hair
Mobile
salon?
hair salon.
This is how my the beginning of my mom's death.
Yeah, Lewis, get my scissors.
Overdosing on heroin started was a conversation like this. Like, what would you do if you just asked everybody for $5? She's like, what if we open a hair salon?
Yeah.
And then she sticks a needle to her arm
That's
the final
so much
time.
worse than sucking dick for crack. Is cutting hair for Hot Pockets in the grocery store. So much more degrading.
She's just walking around with like one of those buzzers, just buzzing people's
Yeah, yeah,
heads
yeah.
walking by.
Oh, shit. All right, what does this guy do? You got to... several months, super in love with you. You got to be honest, dude. Here's what I've learned, okay? This is the one for 35 years, and I'm a fucking piece of shit. I've had a lot of failed relationships, okay? You got to be honest. You got to just tell her how you fucking feel, dude. If you bullshit, you are going to get caught there. You're leading her on in a weird way. You're setting yourself up to be fucked if you decide you don't want to be in this anymore. Always be super honest about your feelings. And it's such a hack old fucking saying.
That's not
but
a funny answer.
honesty is the best policy.
That's when that guy said, because your kid's retarded. he was being the most honest.
He was
version.
trying to have sex with that woman.
Yeah.
He's like, this is my opportunity to be that teacher from Forrest Gump.
She's like, she's on the news. She's like, it was horrible, but I got so wet when he pointed at my son and said, yeah, that baby's a retard. I got so wet.
Yeah, I've never been treated so nice in my life.
I knew where he stood.
All right, we're gonna wrap.
Yeah.
Timmy D, Tim J. Dillon on Twitter. Nick Mullen, not on Twitter.
Nah, I mean, you can find.
You can find him.
Go look through
Tim
the
J. Dillon on
archive.
Instagram. I got a story coming out.
Go fuck yourself. Guys, thanks for listening, man. Great show. Check out all these guys' podcasts, Cumtown podcast. Also, Tim Dillon is Going to Hell. Both incredible shows available on iTunes, Google Play, and everywhere else. Love you guys. We're going to be back Wednesday. We pre-taped it with Zach yesterday, and it was Dave Kinney and Evan Williams. So great show planned for Wednesday, and we will check you guys next week. Peace.
That's all, folks.